Welcome everyone to Haven of Four. As always, I am subject, and I have Robert the Forehead Wild. Uh, Now you won't be
It's
able to
true.
see that the why that's a joke, but for some reason your forehead was cut off. Welcome everyone to
Oh,
Haven of
cool.
Four. As
It's
always,
about
I
time.
am subject. That's true. We hate your forehead. We're here to do a very odd double feature of The Mummy 1999 and The Mummy 2017. Uh,
Oh no.
Robert's like, I grabbed the wrong movie. No, we'll see how I feel about it. But unfortunately, from memory, we're doing the 1933,
32.
32, and the much superior 1999 version. Because I believe we have a request coming up to do the Mummy Returns. We should be funny and just pair that with Tomb of the Dragon Emperor,
Oh.
because that's on Peacock, and I haven't seen that since theaters.
I'm scared to go back to that
I
movie.
am I am terrified. I didn't like it the first time. But for some reason, they only have those movies. They don't have this one. So,
Yeah.
Robert, what
Weird.
do you have behind you?
No, I've got a whole slew of mummy stuff. I have the recently released Universal Monsters comic,
Ooh,
The Mummy. Would recommend that
so
if
spooky.
you have very spooky. Of course, I have the Blu-ray collection
Nice.
of the old movies. And I have, and that's the box behind me. I got Mummy, the figure.
Oh my God, he's
Look at him. He's
ah
beautiful.
ah. I
Ah,
don't like it. Too spooky.
yes, I love these Universal monster figures. So of course I had to bring out the Mummy
Yes.
for this motion picture.
In fact, the art for that Blu-ray is what we're using for the half of the thumbnail that's dedicated to this. Hard to find a wallpaper for this that didn't have the text on it.
Yeah. Also, how is it finding artwork for the '99 one? Because in my opinion, one shortcoming of that movie is it doesn't have great posters. I don't know if you've
Uh,
ever felt
Not
this.
great. So, like, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but we're using just like a generic picture of Frasier and Weiss. And then
Hmm.
when we get there, the wallpaper it's just like a wallpaper of this face in the sand that everything uses on
Yeah,
the
and
wall.
that I think was the VHS tape. It was definitely the
Yeah,
old DVD where it's just the sand face, and it's like, really?
that's the best you can do.
Okay.
But I don't know how you
All
sell
right.
that. Like, I
Yeah.
guess you just put Frasier on it.
Yeah. I mean, The Mummy Returns, even though it's kind of generic, I think that probably has the best poster of all of them. Like, it's just all the characters
Yeah.
on it, and it looks fine.
Yeah. Um. So, as mentioned, we're doing the first the Mummy. Where does this fall in the Universal rankings for you? Because I remember not really liking this one, but I've only seen it once.
So I have a soft spot for this movie when it comes to the classic Universal monsters, of which we've only covered a few of these on the channel so far. It's like there's two types of rankings you have to factor in. There's like the OG, like original run ranking, the first movies, your Frankenstein, Dracula, this. There's that ranking, and then there's the sequel ranking of the fucktillion sequels they made over the following 2 decades. So
Ish.
on the first ranking, I'd say probably at the bottom. It's probably the weakest one. But compared to the sequels, it's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Um, if I were to rank all like
As a
30
franchise.
Universal monsters, yeah, as a franchise, this one's probably somewhere in the middle for me.
Okay.
Uh, but
Because
I have a soft spot for this
I've
one.
heard the Frasier movie is actually more in line with one of the sequels.
It
Uh,
kind of. We'll get into
yeah.
it.
I am
It's an odd
also
franchise.
once again annoyed at how Universal handled the 4K releases of this. Apparently, this did get at least a standalone 4K, but it's not in the Volume One set that I have, which is just four movies for whatever reason, and two of them are. I don't even think it has the Bride of Frankenstein. It's just Frankenstein and. Uh,
Yeah, I know. I think Bride they put on the second volume because of course they did.
and I don't, have they ever done like a third volume? Because that's not all. That's not even
Not
close to all of them.
No, not as far as I know.
Yeah, so the first one is Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, and the Wolfman. And then volume two is The Mummy, yes, the one that I needed, The Bride of Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, and Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then I don't think they've ever done a third run. It looks like they have one that like combines the two together. But is that all of the first ones of the major ones?
I believe so, because you said that the '40s Phantom of the Opera's on one of those, Creature.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe that's all of them. Although, of course, even on the box set I have, like there were other Universal produced horror movies in the 30s and 40s that aren't
Yeah.
even on here. Um, but yeah, as far as what we think of as the mainline series, I believe all of the first ones have been put on 4K plus Bride, because of course it is.
Yes.
Uh,
Maybe they just don't feel like the endless sequels are worth the manpower.
yeah.
That's unfortunate. All right. I was just curious. I never thought about that. I need to get my hands on Volume 2. Not having Bride on 4K is a crime.
It is true.
All right. Everybody get to times. All right. Everybody gets timestamp 0 of The Mummy from 1933. In 3, 2. It's loading. In 3, 2, 1. Play. I also
Hey,
quite
give
like
us the picture.
the. It's weird too because I think this might be the worst first mummy movie because I like the Hammer one quite a bit, and obviously the Fraser one is my favorite. Not counting the Cruise one, that's a whole different
I was
beast.
about to say.
But of movies that actually have to do with like Egyptian mythology and mummies, and
For
obviously
sure.
we just had a new mummy movie come out a couple weeks ago that I have not seen yet, The Mummy Believer.
Well, is that a monkey's paw situation where everyone was saying, why can't we make Mummy spooky again? Why can't we make a scary Mummy movie? And I mean, it sounds like Lee Cronin tried.
Yeah, I just don't know if The Mummy is best off as a scary movie. Maybe it's better off as a adventure Indiana Jones type film. It's just the 2017 one goes too far in that action direction.
Yes.
This is the Scroll of Thoth. Here on at least this one has to do with like more Egyptian mythology and stuff. I think even the Fraser movie doesn't really. It kind of just keeps it vague.
Yeah, it just keeps whatever it takes from these movies. And of course, what sets this apart from its predecessors, Dracula and Frankenstein, is that this one's not based on a book. This is an original screenplay. I believe there was a short story, Cagliostro, I think, that they were initially using as the basis, and then the final script that this ended up being completely different.
Oh, good
So
call.
this went through a lot of revisions, and then they settled on just calling it The Mummy. So
And
it's not
even
based on something directly like those are.
yeah, and I mean even thematically with the rest of them, it kind of feels out of place, right? Like the mummy in this, from memory, is just a villain.
Yes. Well, I mean, Dracula was like Dracula's the first one, and then kind of the outlier for most of these monsters, where he's by far the most villainous.
Yeah.
This mummy is a villain, but there's still a bit of pathos to him. Like he's still a tragic figure.
Also, this doesn't bother me in the slightest, but it's just funny how culturally insensitive this movie is.
There's been worse.
Yes. Are you excited for Lee Cronin's The Mummy?
I'm not. I'll watch it eventually.
I did invite Noah, but he was like, "No, fuck you." It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, I bet that's exactly what he said.
Yes.
And of course, here the guy checking out Mr. Mummy is Edward Van Sloan, who you knew as Van Helsing in the first Dracula, and was also in Frankenstein. And this might be his last one of these. I don't think he comes back.
Although, I just said that maybe The Mummy isn't meant to be a horror film. Maybe you just need to make a straight up slasher where the mummy is the killer, which is kind of what this movie is from memory.
It kind of, the sequels are much more that, which is interesting because at least the sequels to this movie are kind of proto slashers,
Jeez.
with a few key differences.
Oh, I forgot. Emotep comes from this one.
Yep. Yeah, there are a few very specific names and like plot beats that the 99 one takes from this movie. And it is otherwise very different.
I don't remember because I've only seen it once. Does 2017 even mention Emotep?
No, and obviously the 2017 one was meant to be a reboot to relaunch the franchise, but there are Easter eggs and references that are supposed to make it like canon with the Fraser
Yeah.
movies. And of course, remember that the Fraser movies are period pieces and the 2017 one is set in modern day, but it's supposed to be in that continuity, I guess.
The fabled start of the Dark Universe where all the monsters are dead, locked away.
Tis true.
Because I think the biggest problem that I have with the new one, having not seen it yet, that's going to take this commentary. Who the fuck cares about a mummy possession movie? That's not how mummies work.
I think there's an interesting idea in there somewhere of an innocent, like somebody from modern day getting turned into a mummy and exploring like the fucked up body horror stuff with that. Like there's something cool and creepy there, but it also sounds like it's just a generic possession thing.
Just make a more one-to-one remake of this where they take the thing's organs and it hunts them down because it wants it back.
Yes. That I think is
Which is
one
funny
of the
because the
coolest ideas for the
99
99
movie
one.
kind of does that.
Oh, it does, yeah. And of course, you wrote in the live chat, "Don't read from the book." I've never had this thought before. With Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, I have always described that movie as kind of his riff on like The Exorcist and Night of the Living Dead, particularly Night of the Living Dead. But there's a lot of both of those movies in The Evil Dead. I never had this thought before that he may have also been inspired by this because this also has an evil scroll people read from that
Yeah,
brings dead back and causes bad things to
I've
happen.
I've never been able to get how big of a horror guy he really is. Because he always
I
says
have
that
no
he's a
clue.
comedy guy first.
Mhm.
That's
But
why Evil
I
Dead
could
2 is a comedy film. So maybe just because this movie is, the Universal monster movies are obviously classics and
hmm.
influential.
Well, and he was of that generation that really grew up on these.
That's one thing that we're missing from every single adaptation in the book, because the kids portion take place in the 50s. He fucks with them by turning into like the Wolfman and Dracula.
Right.
We never do that. Probably because we don't want to pay for licensing. But
Yeah, like missed opportunities, but like you said, licensing would have been really cool if in the Muschietti movie, if it turned into like Jason and Freddy
yeah.
and contemporary monsters. That could have been neat.
One thing I will give this
But
movie just credit for is doing so much with the Egyptian gods. I find Egyptian mythology quite boring personally. Like I've never read or seen anything that's like, oh, this is why it's cool. But they all have cool names, and I think they make for really good like mythology and horror films.
don't open that.
Don't open the box. We'll talk about it more when we get there. But one thing that I think the '90s movie is missing is the classic rap, uh, mummy rap.
That we'll get into it when we get there because Steven Summers had a lot of thoughts on that. And in this movie, he only has that look for a couple of minutes because this is the one where he had, this is how he looks for the opening scene, but then for the rest of the movie, he has a disguise.
Uh, like with all of these, the cinematography here is just gorgeous.
Yes, I love the way this movie looks, and this whole opening sequence I think is fantastic.
When are we gonna get the Mummy versus Dracula?
One day. At least put on some gloves. What kind of archaeologist are you?
He's a fraud. Something that is fun is every time we bring back the Universal monsters. I was thinking about this earlier. We at least get a trilogy. Obviously we have the 30s and 40s, and then in the 50s and I think through the 60s. I don't know how long they go, but you get the Hammer movies. Then we bring it back in the 90s, and you get a trilogy there. The Mummy, Frankenstein, and Dracula. Now we've brought it back again, and we've got a trilogy of movies that aren't really Universal monster movies. They just have the name on them of the Invisible Man, the Wolf Man, and now the Mummy. One of those
Yeah.
was good anyway.
Yep.
They'll ruin it with the quadrilogy when we get the Creature from the Black Lagoon that doesn't have a Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh.
You're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
It'll be a body horror movie about somebody turning into the creature.
Oh no.
No, I don't know if it's just me, but there's very distinct lack of score here, and I like that choice.
Yes. And this is like the money shot we get
Yes.
of Jack Pierce's amazing makeup on Karloff. Like this whole scene is beautiful.
Correct me, because I get the names mixed up. Karloff is Frankenstein, right?
Yes. Frankenstein's monster, actually.
Oh. Die!
Oh my god, Mummy's alive. And the scene particularly reminds me of the Evil Dead 2013 scene where he's reading from the book and like translating it.
Yeah. Thank God they left that ring on him.
That's his bling.
Honestly, I relate to this guy. If I looked up and that thing was coming towards me, I'd also scream. I love that choice. If you don't see it actually move, it's just the wrap.
He's just got some toilet paper stuck to his shoes.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
So, because you mentioned that this isn't based off a book. Is there any like research into like why mummies? Is it just that concept's creepy? Let's make a movie of that, or
It was more of a contemporary idea because in the 1900s, particularly the 20s, uh, there was a lot more progress being made in those kinds of discoveries and archaeology and people unearthing, like the discovery of who we call King Tut, was a huge deal when he was found. So there's very much like a pop culture influence, or that's being cultivated here, where this is a thing that people are just talking about and are interested in. And yeah, I think especially to British and American people, it was just like such a weird, creepy concept, that these old traditions were now becoming more public knowledge.
so interestingly, so this is directed by Carl Freund.
Freund.
Freund. He's best known for photographing Metropolis, Dracula, and I Love Lucy.
Yes.
So I don't know if you did a whole lot of research on him, but did you see his first wife's name?
I do not remember.
I'm not convinced this is a real name. I just said it to you. Fuck if I can pronounce that.
Well, I believe he was German.
Yes, German Bohemian, whatever that means.
Uh, what are you talking about? That's just Suset's Leibniz.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Everyone can pronounce that.
Well, and something that's interesting too is because he was born in the 1800s, technically 1890. He died like he didn't even live to the 70s.
Damn.
He died in 1969.
Here we got him.
There he is.
He's got that fez.
Fez are cool. Clearly Egyptian Boris Karloff.
He's just like half Indian, you know, close enough.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And then the guy that wrote the actual script for this also wrote the 1927 Dracula.
Yes, it was either he was like a rewrite on the play version, which is then what Universal adapted into their
Yes.
movie version, where I know he was also credited on it. So his final script, so him having history with Dracula and then writing this original screenplay, you can tell because there's a lot of Dracula in the
Well,
structure and plot of this
just looking
movie.
at his filmography, he worked on a lot of these. So he's credited for the 27 play and then the 31 movie script. He wrote an early script for Frankenstein, and then he did this. He worked on The Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula's Daughter, etc. So like, it sounds like Universal just kind of had him kept him around to work on different things.
Well, and this too is such a shift in, you know, culture and location, you know, where this is the first one we're kind of getting out of like the European Gothic stuff of Dracula and Frankenstein. Because these early Universal monster movies, there's like the original run, you could say, is starts with Dracula and goes through Bride of Frankenstein, and then we sit on it for a few years and then bring it back with Son of Frankenstein, and then you get the Wolf Man, and you know that ushers in the '40s era where we then start pumping out all the sequels.
Well, and it's interesting too how like, because with slashers that's a subgenre.
Mm-hmm.
Universal Monsters is specifically put out by like a specific company with no real
Right.
theme or idea. Just there's monster. Here monster creepy.
Well, and that's what's cool and why fitting that the two we start with, not counting the silent era, is Dracula and Frankenstein because of the way they complement each other and how they compare and contrast. Where they're both, you know, seminal works of gothic horror, but also Dracula, old folklore, Frankenstein, science fiction. So immediately, just with those two movies, we are showing both kind of we're both inventing kind of a house style and also seeing how we can explore some differences and have some variety here. And then The Mummy just continues that trend
One
that
thing,
we're not making the same movie over and over again. Even though plot wise, this does take a lot from Dracula.
one thing that I do hate about the Wikipedia page for Universal Horror is it includes all the modern like tangentially related, like Renfield and Abigail aren't here. I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like that's not really a Universal. Even in the loosest possible fucking terms, like the Wolfman remake from last year. I said earlier, I'm not a big Egyptian mythology guy, and but I will say that some of the Egyptian just the iconography looks really cool. The
I
only
love the
time I
aesthetic.
don't like it is Assassin's Creed Origins does it. You know what? You know why it sucks in a video game? Because 90% of the game is sand, and that is boring as shit to run through.
That's one of my favorite things about the '99 movie. Is it's like, all right, we're gonna give Imhotep all his powers. What will one of them be? I don't know, sand. There's a lot of sand in Egypt. He can just turn into sand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, he would destroy Anakin Skywalker.
it's true.
And we'll talk more about it in the '90s movie, but I do think that handles more of the not sympathetic, but like the monster wants the girl. I think it handles that a lot better. Even though I think the second movie really throws that whole reincarnation thing into a.
Yeah, it gets weird.
I think I saw that the Mummy Digital is getting like a digital release date really soon too.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I'm still waiting on. Oh, apparently Ready or Not 2 is going to hit digital next week. Yay! I want to see that. And
I also
then
need to see that.
apparently in 3 weeks, the Mummy will come to video. I finally watched They Will Kill You. It's a good movie. It is kind of a worse Ready or Not, but it's still really good.
If you pay attention, this is a line will repeat in the '99 one where he says, "Don't touch me." Eastern superstition.
Oh, okay. I do kind of wish that the Mummy had to earn looking human like the '99 one does, but I get what why they had to do it that
Yeah,
way.
I mean, there's at least a 10-year time jump from the prologue to
Oh,
now. So I mean, that's
I
something.
I'm glad you said that. I had either I missed something or
Yeah, I mean, we're talking over it. It's fine. But I do. Okay, so my history with this movie, real quick. When I was a kid, my friend Donnie and his family are big into like the Universal monsters. Introduced me to some of these, and this was one he made me avoid because he was like, "Oh, the first movie sucks. It's slow, and he wears a stupid fez for most of the movie." Like no, we'll watch the second one.
I love the idea that your friend was specifically offended by the Fez. Nothing else in this movie. Just like I can't watch movies with Fezes.
That's all I knew about it. And so we watched the second one, which is The Mummy's Hand, which, for context, doesn't come out for another 8 years after this, and isn't really a sequel. It's more of a soft reboot because the Mummy isn't named Emotep; he's named Karis. And then Karis is his name for the rest of those 40s movies. But they also like reuse stock footage from this movie for the flashbacks and stuff. They get progressively cheaper and lazier as they go, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, it
And
says
the
here the
Mummy's,
Mummy's Hand only had a budget of like $84,000. Jesus.
which is more back then, but still not a lot.
Yeah.
But that one though does have more of the comedy and adventure tone that the '99 one will do. And also, The Mummy's Hand is where we first get he's just a shambling guy in bandages, walking slowly the whole movie. That's where I made where it has kind of that proto slasher feel, where it's the slow moving killer. Except, and this gets worse as the movies go on. People die for like no real good reason. They just see the mummy scream and stand there and just let themselves be killed. It's like,
I
come
I
on.
wonder now that you mentioned that. I think it's Child's Play 3 where Chucky kills that guy just by popping out of nowhere and giving him a heart attack. And I always wondered if that's a Universal reference because I know Don Mancini loves at least the Frankenstein movies. They're all over those movies.
Hmm.
I love a good shadow car shot.
Well, and the like I said, the director of this, Carl Freund, did the cinematography for Dracula, and it's like everything he was experimenting with and doing on that film, I think is improved upon here on a technical visual level. I think this is a huge step up. His direction and Karloff are the highlights of this movie easily.
Jeez.
Because there's some gorgeous cinematography and some pretty impressive camera work here for just
I
1932.
I love that the third Mummy movie is the Mummy's ghost. What the fuck does that mean? Did they just like let's throw two words together and call it a movie?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that was Lon Chaney.
Yeah, he takes over for a while and hated that role because
Oh,
it's a lot of makeup and he didn't get to act, he didn't get to say anything. It's just a lot of shitty makeup that he's stuck in and he just has to walk around. Like he hated doing those movies.
that's unfortunate. God, those movies are only 60 minutes long.
They get shorter as they go and the amount of stock footage goes up. So by the time you get to the last movie, it's a 60-minute movie that's like 30% stock footage.
That's cool. I love the Mummy's Curse is is a legitimately great title though.
Yes.
And then have you seen the Hammer Mummy, the first one?
I have. And that one takes plot stuff from both this movie and the second one, Mummy's Hand specifically. So that's the first one that's kind of a mishmash of a couple, and it's pretty good. I think the movie's all
I
right.
I remember liking it quite a bit. At least I like it more than this one.
Hmm.
But it will never make me not laugh that Christopher Lee is the Mummy.
Oh yeah, it's distracting. But like this POV shot with the flashlight, like looks really cool.
Yeah, no, there's some creepy stuff there.
It's just like, hey,
I
get out of here.
I will
And then he
say
gets off screen to death.
you and you're the only one that's going to see this because you're the only one that cares. But the poster for the Hammer one I think is also really cool.
Yeah, is that the one where like the light's shining through his chest where he has like holes in his body?
Yeah, it's this one. I remember that mummy design also just being legitimately creepy.
He looks pretty good. It's just it's only distracting in the flashbacks where you have Christopher Lee playing the whitest Egyptian you've ever
Whitest.
seen in your life.
No, when he's in the like mummy costume, it's or like
Makeup.
makeup, it's creepy.
It looks good. Yeah.
Tyler, where does this one sit in terms of other Universal monster movies? We talked about this a little bit. This is probably at the bottom. It's this and the Wolfman are kind of at the bottom for me. I really want to like the Wolfman. I just never. It doesn't click with me. And I wonder because I think yeah. And then Hammer did a bunch of mummy movies, but I've only seen the first one.
There are so many fucking mummy movies I still haven't seen.
Yeah. Oh, what was that book? Uh, Austin was reading that he said the new one is based off of. Wasn't it? Was it Jewel
I
of
don't
Seven
remember.
Stars?
Maybe? That might be the title.
Because what's interesting is Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, which is it looks like the last uh, uh, Hammer movie, is also based on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna look and see. I'd actually like to go through and watch all of the Hammer Universal movies anyway.
But this is another plot element that the 91 will take, where our leading lady is half British, half Egyptian.
Oh, she a reincarnation?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Which is funny because the 99 one doesn't really do that with Evie, but then the second movie does.
Oh yeah, I guess it's more vague in the 91 why he needs her.
It really just feels like it really in the 99 one it really just feels like she's hot, I'll just use her body to bring my girlfriend back.
Cool. That's cool.
And then in the second movie you find out no, she's also reincarnation of this other lady we never saw before.
Tyler says he prefers this over Phantom, but that's just him. I haven't seen Phantom. I don't have a dog in that fight.
I like the original Phantom of the Opera.
The only one of those that I'm really interested in is the Robert Englund one. Have you ever seen the poster for that?
Yes.
It's fucking nuts.
That movie looks insane, but I need to see it. Emotep.
Emotep. That's the main thing that I remember from that movie, just when the town is possessed.
And if you didn't catch it, Emotep or the Mummy, his alias in this movie is Ardith Bay, which we will reuse as a name for a different character, the 99 one, the Magi guy, who's watching over the city.
Oh.
So there's just like there's a bunch of little callbacks and references to this movie and the 99 one that I appreciate. But yeah, this guy died of shock, much like your Child's Play guy who died of a heart attack.
As most people do. It was that. So I wonder if that is something that just like if Lee Cronin has seen those Hammer movies, or so it's very interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Blood from the Mummy's Tomb is also a kick-ass movie name.
That is a good title.
Hammer is also more consistent. So you get the Mummy, and then the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, the Mummy's Shroud, and Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. A lot of tombs. A lot of things coming from tombs.
So many tombs. Like Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Oh, that's what we're going to do next.
One other interesting... Oh, sorry, go on.
Tyler specifies he's talking about the 1940s color one and not the 20s one for Phantom.
Oh, okay. And that's the one I always forget about. Yeah, I guess I like this better than that. I mean, the 40s Phantom is fine, but yeah, that's not a great movie. But I don't think of it as the first one, because the first one is the 20s silent one. So the 40s one is
the 20s one
weird.
Considered a universal?
Generally.
I haven't seen any of them. I have no dog in this fight.
Well, in the 1920s, you get particularly Lon Chaney as the Hunchback of Notre Dame and Phantom of the Opera, and those are considered like, but they're silent movies. Dracula's the first sound one, so the 20s ones exist in kind of a weird space, but or at the very least considered like proto Universal monster flicks. And then Phantom is one they remake in the 40s.
We should also look into that Mummy animated show.
I've never seen any of it.
I know I've seen some of it, but I don't remember any of it. But I know that's based in the 90s movies. Tyler, I'll be back later, but hope you guys enjoy the rest of the movie. Thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
Have fun with whatever you're doing.
This is where I think the movie starts to slow down and also starts doing a lot of repeating from Dracula. Namely, you have a scientist guy who's like, this guy's fucking evil. There's something wrong with him. We got to keep an eye on him. And then our love interest, the guy she's into, is played by the same actor who played Jonathan Harker in Dracula.
Excellent.
I like this guy, the Nubian, that is Noble Johnson, who was a black actor working in Hollywood in this period. He's also in King Kong, which is pretty cool. I just had to specify that this is not a guy in blackface. This is an
He
actual black
he
actor.
was a black actor. He's not anymore. He's like, oh my god, a woman. I've never seen one of those.
No.
Anaxanamun. When are we going to cover all of the Scorpion King movies? I don't know. I don't think those count.
That'll be when we do Scorpion Mania.
Yay. I didn't know they made so fucking many.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Good God. Well, it sounds like, just from what I'm seeing here, there's more um, continuity between the sequels than with this one.
Yes, absolutely. Um, so you mentioned earlier that this guy's more of a villain and less sympathetic. He's kind of an in between of Drac, because Frankenstein's monster is obviously, he's a creature that's misunderstood and didn't ask to be born, complete victim of circumstance. Dracula is our most pure villain. These scenes parallel Dracula a lot with the creepy older guy, preying on this young woman. But in Dracula, this has a lot more romance to it, or like a dark romance to it than Dracula has. Because this is a guy, just wanting to bring back his lost love. So like there is a love that's motivating his actions, whereas you don't have that in the first Dracula, like, at all.
Yeah. No, Dracula's a bastard.
And what I like about the structure of this movie too, that is hard to appreciate if you know the '99 film and all the other various versions, is I do like that this movie has kind of a mystery to it. Like, we ask a question up top of, well, why was this guy mummified alive? Like, what did he do? Like, his motivations are kept a mystery for most of the movie, and I think that's kind of neat.
I think it would have been interesting too if you're gonna do a different mummy as in the second movie, is make him a different character, like a
I mean,
different
he
mummy.
kind of is. Like, he's named differently. He's named Karis.
He's named differently, but from what I see here, his like backstory is like identical.
It's mostly the same, yeah.
I would have just gone out of my way to make him a different character, and like, so you have this movie with Emotep, and then like he's done.
Look into my eyes.
Don't mind if I do.
And like I said, besides the direction, my favorite thing about this movie is Karloff, and it's just fun seeing him to get to play a very different character here, and one with a lot more dialogue than he gets in the Frankenstein movies.
Yeesh.
But this is a lot like that Dracula scene where Van Helsing's like checking him out, like, you're a fucking vampire right now.
Give this movie to Del Toro, and he'll make it where the mummy actually seduces her.
Yay.
I saw his Creature of the Black Lagoon movie.
I mean, besides the new Brendan Fraser mummy movie, we'll see how that turns out. But after that, maybe that's the next direction to go, is just make it really weird and horny.
No, wait.
Get Clive Barker back.
Yes.
He almost made a mummy movie in the '90s. It's not too late.
I would legitimately love that.
Yeah, because we'll talk about this more on the next one, but the '90s Mummy remake was in development hell for like a decade, went through a lot of different directors, and Clive Barker's pitch, the studio was like, "No, that's way too perverted and weird. We're not making that movie."
I know, it's sad. Make Clive Barker's the Mummy. Honestly, do it a comic if you don't want to make a movie.
Yeah.
So Robert, tell us what the pitch is for that Mummy comic. I don't know anything about that one.
Okay. So what I like about this comic is this is just an adaptation of this movie, sticks very close to the story, but the twist on this is it makes the girl Helen like the main character. So
Oh,
it does the story from her POV, and she's a lot more fleshed out in this, and this does a lot more with like the reincarnation angle, where Ankh Moon is like a voice in her head talking to her the whole time, and it's really cool. Like it feels like kind of a puzzle piece that this movie is missing that just fleshes out the story and gives it just a bit more heart.
that's cool.
That's really neat. Now there are liberties taken. Like let me see if I can find it, but like I said, it sticks very close to the plot of this for the most part. But one scene, like we talked over with the guy at the museum who died of shock off screen. Uh, in this, he doesn't die of shock. You just turn the page, and the mummy does this to him.
God damn,
It's like what the fuck? He like gouges his eye out. It's brutal and horrible.
that's cool.
He gets it bad. But yeah, pretty good. Not my favorite of these that I've read, but still, I say worth checking out, especially if you like Mr. Mummy.
The mum, the mummy. Yeah, I fell behind. I've read Dracula and Creature. I need to read. I want to read Frankenstein. That's the one I'm probably the most interested in.
Me too.
It's true. All of it. Everything you said is true.
This is kind of a cool visual, like this little pool he has, which we kind of homage in the '99 one.
The '99 one needed a scene of the, or this one, sorry, needed a scene of somebody holding up a cat and it hissing at the mummy and it's scaring off the mummy.
He's force choking him, John.
Yay! Oh my god, he's first choking his heart. It's too spooky.
And I do appreciate though with Karloff, even though he looks a lot more human for most of this movie after the opening scene. Like there is still makeup, and the close-ups you get, like it's still really cool. The wrinkles that they work into it, the way it's stretching his face, like Jack
He's
Pierce.
he's doing something with his eyes.
Yeah,
Those horrible yellow eyes.
and then this should go without saying, but in the '40s movies, when you get the mummy shambling around, the makeup gets a lot cheaper and looks worse and worse as it goes. I think by the
Oh,
last one, it's just a rubber mask.
that's beautiful.
Uh, like the mummy never looks as good as he looks in the opening scene of this movie with those close-ups.
Yeah.
And that makeup from Jack Pierce took about 8 hours to apply and then 2 hours to take off.
That's why.
Just
That's why I
fucking
always
torture.
I get irritated when people like, actors they don't have an art. It's like fuck yeah they do.
Well, especially back then, just because the techniques were so primitive, like a lot of the materials they used would like stick to your skin, and you'd have to really rip it off. Like it was a very painful process taking that shit off.
Yeah.
But what's also cool about this movie though is with Frankenstein in the opening credits, Karloff's not even credited. It's like the creature question mark. They don't they kept the actor kind of mystery, but at the end of the movie, his name is properly credited. And then by this movie, a year later, he's like a household name, and they really leaned into like they called him Karloff the Uncanny, and his face was like all over the marketing for this movie, and this defined his career.
Yeah.
And it sucks he generally got typecast as bad guys, but still, he got a lot of work and was, I think, a really fantastic actor with a lot of range.
No,
And
he's just a villain.
a good one you should check out. I don't know what year it was. The Body Snatcher, very low key, like gothic horror, but he's a great bad guy in that. But he's a bad guy who's like a shit talker. Like he's really entertaining to watch in it.
That's awesome. One thing I kind of wish some of these movies did was try to differentiate itself in the fashion thing. A lot of these movies run together because people just dress like they would in their everyday lives.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, like some of them are period pieces, and then you get ones like this that are more contemporary.
Yeah. I mean, that's not fair because, I mean, at the time, we do that now, but
Yeah. Well, okay, so
I just
like
think it's because people don't dress like this anymore.
we need to bring back fedoras.
It's true.
Now this
Oh
close
my
up on
god.
Karloff is amazing.
That's spooky.
You can really see the detail of the makeup and the lighting effects on his eyes. Like that's something Karl Freund did on Dracula in that movie and has just perfected here, because on Dracula there's a couple shots where he has those glowing eyes, but sometimes they'll be like off. So one of them's like on its cheek and the other stuff. Well, once you notice it, it's funny how like lopsided that effect is. And
Dracula
here it's
versus the
just
Mummy.
perfect. Still waiting on it, and I don't know why. For some reason, the Mummy is left out of like all the Monster Mash crossover movies, and I'm not sure why.
I just don't know what you do with that. It just turns out the movie is almost done, so I'm back. Welcome back.
Oh,
We're gonna recreate Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, and make them fight.
oh god, it's what AI was made for.
Jeez. That probably exists somewhere.
Probably.
I keep getting ads, and it's like, here's John Wick fighting Elon Musk. This is what AI can do now. Like, okay. Tyler, what are your thoughts on the choice to get Karloff out of the bandages so early in the movie?
I think it works for the story they're telling. I actually don't mind this disguise.
So I think it works because there is that time skip, and I don't know. There are a few slashers where there's very specific things I don't like. Like, I need Jason in the hockey mask. I need Michael, to have his William Shatner mask.
This shot's really cool.
Yes, this looks cool. I don't feel that passionate about if the mummy's in bandages or not. Like, I don't know.
But we're also coming at it from a different perspective where like this is the first one. It's not based on a book. We're not there aren't tropes yet. It's the following movies that cement the cliche of just the guy in bandages shambling
Well,
around
and because
killing
I'm not a
people.
history guy, is the bandages even based in any kind of like history, or is that just
Yes, yeah,
we
yeah.
needed a cool like look?
No, no, like the bandages are generally a
And here we
mummification thing.
have the whitest Egyptian people you'll ever see. I always think of that scene in Blazing Saddles where Mel Brooks comes up as just as an Indian. And it's like, they darker than us. Tyler, I personally really like the bandage look. I think
I mean, I do.
because I grew up on the '90s movie.
I mean,
I
I love this figure. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
love
that's a cool figure. I think because I grew up on the '90s movie, I'm just not attached to it. Like that is the one I think of with the Mummy, and he's never really in bandages for that.
which and Steven Summers, at least correct, like he was a big fan of this movie specifically, and that was a factor in that where he was like, yeah, I don't want him just to be in bandages the whole movie because that's not what the first one did.
And honestly, thank God for that because I think Phil Slow is giving a hell of a performance in that movie.
He's great.
The
Well, and
bandages
like I said,
were designed to preserve the body in the afterlife. That makes sense.
mhm.
Well, and we'll talk about it in the '90s movie, but there is a scene of it, so at some point he did have them. It's just you don't need to keep them. What I think the '90s movie does better is it earns him getting his human body back
Yes.
because he's that weird CGI monstrosity for a few
Mhm.
scenes. Which leads to the best scene in the movie where he roars at Brendan Fraser and Brendan Fraser roars back. Oh my god.
Okay, now my guy, if you're gonna steal this, at least try to cover your tracks.
You know, it makes sense though that Steven Summers is a big fan of this movie because I think he just straight up uses that same prop, the box, that looks like the
Yeah.
one in the '90s movie.
Well, again, I what I like about the structure of this one is that the mummy's motivations are kept a mystery
Yeah,
for most of it. And then this whole flashback sequence, we basically just make the prologue of the '90s one.
are they just
Yeah, like
watching this on a television?
it's in his pool
That's awesome.
in pristine HD.
Tyler,
'Cause
I'm surprised they never bring up birds or owls in any of the movies. If you go and look at Egyptian hieroglyphs, you see owls and ducks and all that over their artifacts.
It's true.
I would need to know what the context of them being mentioned in those hieroglyphs are. I mean, you do get the cat thing in the '90s movie.
Yeah. And this shot is, of course, directly lifted with the close up of him getting the bandages over his
Yes.
face.
Oh god, that would freak me out.
Oh yeah, it looks rough. And
Mummification is a fucked up process.
oh well, okay. To be fair, most of the time mummies they at least they wait till you're dead and then they do it. Most
No,
people weren't buried alive like this poor bastard.
you know what? Maybe there is something to it making a movie about somebody slowly becoming a mummy. You wake up one day and bandages are starting to grow around you, and you're like, what the fuck?
Well, and a lot of these shots are recycled for the flashbacks in the '40s movies with Karras. Like they even use that shot of Karloff getting wrapped up. They just wait till his face is covered so they don't have to pay Karloff for the footage.
That's awesome. And I think there is something at least thematically here with the rest of the Universal monsters, which is kind of fear of the unknown, of the strange culture coming after you.
Mhm. Yeah, that's another quality that makes the mummy in this feel very similar to Dracula's. He is that mysterious outsider.
I love that there's a whole era of monster movies which is just other nationalities bad. They're scary. Birds typically represent life and regeneration, so I think it would be fitting. But where would you fit that in with the movie as it is? Like that.
I'm also not an expert
Yeah.
in Egyptian culture. Now this is fucked up. That they make these guys bury him, and then they kill the slaves.
That's
So
oddly. That's really graphic for a third.
it is. Yeah, that's another notable quality of this is this and Invisible Man are some of the last of the pre-code movies, you know, the pre-censorship movies. So this is one of those that does get away with some shocking moments that you would not see just a few years later. Yeah, and this whole backstory with Imhotep and Ankh-Sunamun is very similar to the '90s one. The biggest change the '90s one makes is making Ankh-Sunamun like the pharaoh's mistress, so it's like a forbidden love, which I think is a fine addition.
I think it adds a certain tragedy because like he commits treason for her.
Right? Yeah, yeah. I like that idea.
Then it's been a minute since I've watched it. Isn't it the end she ends up betraying him again?
That's the second movie.
Okay, never mind. That second movie's weird, apparently.
And we talked over it, but Imhotep does have a cat here. So that's also a change where here he has a pet cat, and then in the '99 one we make him afraid of cats.
So, to credit the '90s movie, I have also heard that I've seen other Egyptian mythology things do the thing where a cat is like guardian of the underworld. So that sounds like maybe somebody here didn't do their research and somebody there did. I don't expect these movies to honor Egyptian culture, like. Fair enough. Fair enough, Tyler. I mean, I just need to see how it's done. I don't, off the top of my head, know what you would do with the whole like birds meeting reincarnated life and shit. Not in a horror film, anyway. I am kind of having this where when Carlos not on screen, I'm a little checked out.
Yeah, and who's this guy Frank, played by
Uncle Frank.
Played by David Manners, who is a fine actor. Nothing against him, but he was also Jonathan Harker in Dracula, and in both movies, he's just the fuckboy guy. Like he's very uninteresting and doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah, I think this movie not there's nothing against the methodical pace, but like it feels like we're padding time here.
A little, and it's very low key. That's also where I think Summers should be given more credit for the spin he took with his movie, just because of the original Universal monsters. Like this is the least like horror-ish of
Yeah.
them. Like this is a very low key kind of dry movie, which again I like the tragic romance angle, and of course the opening is brilliant.
Honestly,
Um,
if we they won't do this because all we can think to do with these now is try to recreate the superhero shared
the
universe.
'90s one.
I think focusing on the romance would be a terrible way to go with something like this. Make it a tragedy.
Yeah, sure, and I, part of what I find so interesting about the history, like the evolution of Dracula adaptations, is when we introduce the whole like reincarnated lost love angle. But that starts with this movie. If anything, this movie starts influencing
Well,
later
I think
Dracula
that
movies.
reincarnation thing fits more with this than it does Dracula.
why I think it's fine in Dracula, at least for a movie, is that it gives him a specific motivation that he doesn't really have in the book, other than just being
Why,
evil.
why can't he
Um,
just be evil?
yeah, that's fine, but there are movies that do that. Um, but I had an epiphany earlier because I not just comparing this to Dracula, but it also occurred to me like what you were saying with the tragic romance reincarnation angle. I'm like, oh right, this is just what Candyman does.
Yeah.
Like this is just
No, in
Candyman.
a
And
way,
Candyman's
Candyman
great.
is like a perfect mummy movie.
It is like, and the main girl is named Helen, like this movie,
We got Clive Barker's mummy, folks. We got it.
basically.
How many Universal Classic monster movies have you guys covered now? Oh God, barely. I think we've just done Dracula, the first two Frankenstein's, the Invisible Man, and this. I don't really keep track. I need to make a
And
playlist of just our Universal monster stuff.
well, we've definitely done Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
So that's another one.
Maybe we've done almost all of the firsts. Would you say Phantom would count for this channel? I've never seen it.
Yeah, Phantom's weird. I mean, I would like to do some more silent movies on the channel. So like that's definitely the one. It would be an interesting double feature at some point to do the 20s Phantom and the 40s Phantom, because for whatever reason that's the only one that Universal like remakes,
But even
in
with
this
that,
golden era.
we have. It's interesting. That's the one we don't bring back anymore. The last one I can think of was like
No,
five.
right.
And I've not heard anything about that. I don't know if it's good. Casting Gerald Butler seems weird, but
I've heard he's the worst part of it.
Amy Rawson was good casting. She could sing.
hmm No, Phantom.
No, what we'll do is we'll do the 20s one and the 80s one with Robert England.
Yes.
No, it'd be really cool to make like a drama movie and you just follow a woman and like she's starting to get nightmares about like previous life and then you introduce the mummy that's like coming to get her.
hmm Well, and the one scary idea the 90s one introduces, that would be my jumping off point, is the mummy coming back to life and his victims is how he regenerates and gets his body parts back. That is such a great idea of how he gets his eyes and his tongue and all
My
that back.
eyes.
Like just lean into that, like go full body horror with it, but not the way Lee Cronin did it.
Tyler, I'd make a movie about misunderstood history where the mummy isn't a villain, but due to superstition and word of mouth at the time he was labeled evil. This would be because someone was trying to seize power. But the mummy isn't a specific person. That's just he's one of many
Yeah.
people that was buried in the ancient Egyptian. I don't know. I would I think I would stick with the like tragic romance aspect, and you can make him a monster because he's doing all these awful things to try to get her to be with
Mhm.
him.
And like I said, I appreciate that the 90s one keeps that.
Yeah.
That like it at least it does keep his main central motivation.
Well, and what works with that too is that gives him and our actual protagonist like a direct uh, antagonistic force there because they both want her.
hmm He's doing it again.
He's freaking out.
Yeah, there's his cat.
Imagine if the cat hissed at him and he hissed back.
Oh,
That
fuck.
shot where he's first waking up, he looked a little bit like Shatner. Now
Yeah,
I'm
I can see
imagining
that.
Shatner's the mummy. Anak Samun. I can't say it right. It's harder. It's easier to say when you do it all at once, but when you're trying to like split it up, then the vowels get all messed up. Stop fighting me.
Ah, there's like close up again.
Oh my god, it's too Robert. That's too spooky. I should have found a shot of that and made it our backdrop. The way they're cutting back and forth, it's like he's just watching the movie like, yes, very good.
Come to me, Anksunamun.
Anaxamunu, stop fighting me. What does the mummy need with a starship? Why haven't we made the mummy in space yet? I mean, it's right there.
Do you
It's so
like this
funny.
horribly tacky outfit I put you in?
It's so funny watching this just a couple days after You Only Live Twice. With
This isn't as bad as that.
well, no, that movie's better. Asian Bond is a wonderful piece of art. Maybe you guys should do a ranking of the original Universal monsters at some point because that Predator ranking just never happened. We're doing the Predator ranking next week. What do you mean?
Yeah, stay tuned. We definitely want to do more rankings in the future. Universal's hard just because I don't know how to go about it. Where it's like, I mean, we could do like the individual franchises, like Frankenstein.
I don't want to sit through all those. Like,
Yeah,
not that small a frame because like.
But the mummy is easily the worst of them as like just the singular franchises go. Where when you get to like the next four movies, I'm like, I don't know how to rank those. It's the same movie over and over again.
Yeah. Oh my god. Googly eyes. I mean, I could probably rank like the first of each movie at this point.
Yeah.
I also, it's not fair. I like the Universal monsters. I kind of wish I'd gotten into them earlier. These are a passing curiosity for me outside of like Frankenstein, which I get The Invisible Man. The rest, I'm like, I'm glad I watched them. I don't know if I'll ever watch them again.
Don't break that.
I can make the mummy in space. Okay, he'll get blown up and then come back as metal. The Uber mummy. I'll call it the Mummy X.
But this is where the movie really comes alive again, though. Like this set's really cool, the lighting's great, and like every time Karloff's on screen, he just commands your attention.
That's cultural appropriation. Don't do that.
No.
Stop.
Also, this is like your other tell that this is a pre-code movie because her outfit is extremely revealing.
Yeah. No, I almost wish we would remake this, so like a 1-to-1 remake of this now. You could do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Although,
yeah,
you have to cast an Englishman as the mummy, or I won't accept it. Tyler says he's talking about the original movie in the franchise. Yeah, I mean, maybe at some point. I also don't know how interesting that would be. Like, is there a lot of deviations on what the best Universal movie is? I mean, 'cause for me, it's Frankenstein. Like,
yeah, Frankenstein's my favorite. A lot of people prefer Bride, and Bride is great, but I prefer the first.
Just for the first movie.
Sure.
For Frankenstein and Bride are like this. I think they're two pieces. Like,
absolutely. Which it's funny because they're made like 4 years apart, you know. But I think of those two as a pair, and I think they're best viewed that way.
Anime fan is in the chat. Welcome in. Brandon Fraser, Dwayne Johnson, and Tom Cruise should star in a Mummyverse film with Jim Carrey as a stand-in for Boris Karloff.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Hey, I like Jim Carrey and things.
Yeah.
I would not call him a Karloff type. So this is her most interesting scene where it's like both of these souls in her body are kind of working in tandem, and like this is something that the comic book really runs with. Where she's like, I am both Anksunamun, but I'm also Helen. Like I'm still this other person too, and I'm like, I don't want this.
Well, it's
But
interesting
it's
that
the
the reincarnation goes all the way back to this one.
mhm. Well, and it's the same gist of like the climax of the '90s one where it's like he wants to sacrifice her and kill her, and then so that it's just Moon's soul within her.
Well, and that would I think could kind of go into what I was saying earlier, is focusing on the romance. When he becomes the villain, is I want to kill you to get the version
Mhm.
of you back that I had, you know, a century ago. Anime fan Boris Karloff and Jim Carrey have both been the Grinch. I didn't know that. Is Boris Karloff like
That
the
is correct.
animated movie, like from way back?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you that because I know you're not like a big Christmas guy, but did you watch that one growing up, the 2D cartoon from the
No, I
60s?
I watched so growing up as a kid, some like real small kid. I was a big Seuss fan, so I read the book a lot, and then I saw the Carrie movie. I think the only animated one of those I saw was like Cat in the Hat once.
The Grinch animated 60s one is great. It's animated by Chuck Jones from the Looney Tunes, and Karloff's perfect in that he voices both the narrator and the Grinch, and that's like what I think of him as. Like him, that and Frankenstein are like the two things I most associate with Karloff. He's really wonderful in that.
Tyler, have you read the Skybound book? I have not. Robert has it. He has it behind him. Sounds like a Wonder Woman 84 type of situation. If you're talking about my pitch, yeah, except it would be self aware of how wrong this is.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Oh, I love the way shoot the statues.
Yes.
The way they're underlit.
No, I don't even hate that whole idea of like Steve Trevor being around, other than it's just an excuse to get Chris Pine back. But the fact that nobody talks about it, how
It's so
wrong that
weird.
is.
Yeah. Another Karloff movie you should see is Targets. That was one of his last ones in the '60s before he
Oh,
died. That is a fucked up movie.
oh
Like
wow.
it's a movie where there's these two storylines going on. Karloff, it's very meta. He plays like an aging actor who's getting kind of disillusioned with Hollywood and film and is retiring. Like he's done with like the modern world. The other plot going on is there's this kid who comes home from Vietnam and then kills his family and goes on a shooting spree.
God
And then
damn.
those two storylines collide at the end. Like that is a dark movie, but Karloff is wonderful in it.
I feel like the '60s were such an interesting time for film
Hmm.
because we're coming out of the '50s, the you know pearl clutching, like we have to make
So,
safe films,
yeah,
but we're not quite to the '70s of you can do whatever the hell you want. Uh,
absolutely. Because even in Target, it's like I don't think they say Vietnam specifically. It's just very strongly implied that that's what's going on.
Tyler, do you have any thoughts on the Abbott and Costello crossover? No. Other than I don't know if I have any interest in goofy Universal hijinks.
Their first one is their best one. You should see Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein because it's very good. It has Lon Chaney Jr. in it as the Wolfman, and it's the
Oh,
last time you see Bela Lugosi as Dracula.
oh,
Like it's
damn!
actually a good
I didn't know all
movie,
that was in that.
good comic.
Okay.
Yeah, and then all the other ones aren't as good. Like Abbott and Costello meet the Invisible Man, and Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy is not very good.
That's
Um,
unfortunate. That was a cool effect, like when he's turning back into a mummy.
yes, right, right, yeah.
They rescued the Whammon.
Happy ending, yay. She's like, oh no, this guy.
And I feel
I
like a
guess
lot
I'll
of these
stay with you.
movies are also set up for tragic endings, like a more sad ending. But because it's like 1932, we can't do that. The evil has to lose. That's what
Mhm.
I do in my mummy movies. They win, but at what cost?
Yeah. Well, That's like the one thing that sucks about how both Frankenstein movies are a little compromised. Because in the first movie, Dr. Frankenstein was supposed to die, and then they reshot an extra ending where they're like, just kidding, he's alive, he's gonna be okay. And then in Bride of Frankenstein, everyone in that room is supposed to blow up in that
Oh,
tower. And then they were like, "Oh, that didn't test well. Okay, we'll let Dr. Frankenstein and his wife get out of there." And that's like the one part of that movie I don't like. That's compromised, where it's like, ah, no, they all should have died. The movie would be better for it. But oh
test
well.
test audience is forever the bane of any horror film.
Yeah. But that was the Mummy in 1932. I still like
It
it.
is
It's very
okay.
slow. Yeah, the pacing issues are the worst thing about it. But like I said, great cinematography. Karloff's great in it. There's some cool looking stuff. I think it's okay.
Yeah. Well, real quick for the recording, if you're watching this after the fact, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick 5-ish minute break and watch The Mummy 1999. For anybody in the chat, we'll get back to your responses when we get back. Robert, I'll only need a couple minutes, so just let me know when you're back, and we'll
Okay,
record.
yeah, I'll need like 5 or 10 minutes. See you
No,
soon.
we'll be back, everybody. Ready to watch the 2017 movie?
No.
Why? Is that why
Movie's
you needed
bad.
10 minutes to just rearrange the top of your shelf completely?
Yes.
Well, but yeah, Robert, if you look at the stream, that is what I went with because it was the only thing I could find that didn't look awkwardly photoshopped together.
Yeah, it's fine.
How are you watching this?
I am watching this on my Blu-ray.
Oh,
Yeah, Tyler likes this poster. I've never been the biggest fan of it. I don't know. Like this is what they went with for the DVD, my childhood DVD, and I don't know. It's just kind of
it's just
plain.
kind of generic.
Yeah, and I will say, this DVD box set is one of the first DVD sets I remember buying, like with my own money. And I watched the shit out of these movies when I was a kid.
I
And so, if you can tell, like these were like 2 disc versions with the special features and everything. Like this was a good box set
mhm.
for all these movies.
I know I had the first two, or at least I had the second one because I know I watched the second one more than I did the first one, even though I like both of them. But I can't remember what format.
Yeah,
And then
because I got all
I
three
didn't
movies.
have that. I had a set I got later on that came with maybe I think one, two, and the Scorpion King, and it was designed to look like the book from the first.
Yes, I've seen that before.
I found it at like half price books one day.
The only thing that's unfortunate with this is A, it has Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and B, you can tell that was the new movie because that is what's front and center on the box.
Oh,
It's like they really want you to know that it's got Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, baby. But that's the Mummy Returns poster, and like I said, it's generic, but I think it is the best poster of them, just
yeah.
with all the characters. Like
The
I
one
like
in
that
the
one.
thumbnail where it's just like them, I don't think is too
It's
bad.
just him and Evie. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
that would probably been better. I'm seeing if Peacock has ads because Peacock has this 4K. I hate what I hate about digital because I found this out the other day. Scream 4 has gotten a digital upgrade to 4K, but for whatever reason, that movie and this one don't qualify for the free upgrade. Sometimes they will upgrade you for free, but with those two movies, if you want it, you have to pay an extra $15 for a resolution upgrade. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
So I'm waiting through the Peacock ads to see if there's a bunch of ads, then I'll just watch because I do own this digitally, but I've heard the 4K is like a massive upgrade.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this is the 1999 Mummy is gonna be a must-have 4K for me. I gotta upgrade that at some point. Mummy Returns depends on a rewatch because I've not gone back to that in a long time, and we will this summer. So that'll depend on how my next rewatch goes.
Oh, don't do this to me, Amazon. The Mummy trilogy 4K is $22 on Amazon right now.
It's not bad.
I'm trying to save up for that Bond game. Damn it! I'll think about it. Oh, there's. It doesn't show any ads. I'm going with the Peacock version. We'll see what happens.
It's fine. Like Peacock ads aren't horrible.
Yeah. All right. This is our commentary for the Mummy 1999. My personal pick for favorite Mummy movie. I think. I think it was inspired to go. We're just gonna make it like an Indiana Jones esque film. Obviously, some
Okay.
wonky 90s CGI, but I don't think anything super distracting. Um, so everybody get to timestamp 0 in 3, 2, 1, play.
A Universal picture.
Yeesh.
Do you remember those early like Universal Studios DVD intros where I remember where it's like a clip
Yes,
show of like a
it's like
bunch
a
of
clip
Universal
show.
movies, and it's It's mostly Jurassic Park and The Mummy.
Yes, you just awoke a memory in me.
Now, I'm gonna defend some of the CGI in this movie. It is funny that right off the bat we get this establishing shot of Egypt. I'm like, wow, that looks a lot like the animated movie The Prince of Egypt, and the Prince of Egypt looked a little more realistic.
Oh,
That's fine. There's charm to it.
this is probably my favorite Frasier movie.
It's gotta be. I definitely got to go back to some of his earlier work.
So, as a kid, this and George of the Jungle really defined my Brendan Fraser experience, like movie
Yes,
experience. I'm scared to go back to George of the Jungle.
I need to go back to it.
Uh,
And here we have Arnold Vosloo.
the other Dark Man. I don't know if you know that, but he plays Darkman in the sequels
Yes.
to.
Oh, I don't know why it's weird to me that those predate this.
No, it is weird. Well, no, I said that I was like, wait a minute, I better specify.
That's not Liam Neeson.
And I love the look with like the gold. And,
Yeah.
Tyler says that the whale is fantastic. I don't know. That just didn't look like my thing.
Yeah.
I have
And
no
I
idea
did.
what Rental Family is.
That's his most recent movie, Rental Family. That's pretty good. Like
Okay.
that's a good little drama comedy. I will say this is one of the sloppiest assassinations I've seen in a
No,
movie.
don't
Who
say that. Why
touched you?
say that? You said it was Mistress. Isn't it his daughter?
No, I think she's his mistress.
Okay.
My priest. Ah, fuck.
That is a little awkward. Like he's like freeze framed dying.
I do like this change though that we make her in on the plan. Like, oh, they're gonna execute me. That's fine. You'll bring me back. They'll be well. I mean, they don't kill her. She kills herself. But
Well,
so
and I
that's a
like
change that
the
works.
dedication to the language. Like I'm assuming this is Egyptian.
Yeah, that is surprising going back to this, and we keep that consistent the whole movie. There's never a switch where we have Arnold Vosloo
Okay,
just like
you're right because she says my body is no longer his temple. That is
okay.
not a. I hope not anyway. Uh, Anime fan says Deadly Do Right is a really good film. I remember loving that, but I've only seen it once.
I never saw that one. City of the Dead.
Um, and then the main like warrior guy in this, Oded Ferrer or whatever.
Yes.
He is in
I like
Resident
that.
Evil Apocalypse as Carlos from RE3.
Oh, cool. And his character name is Ardeth Bay, which is a nod to Emotep's alias in the first
Oh,
movie.
that's cool.
Yeah. The other thing I know Oded Fer from is he voices Dr. Fate in the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, that's cool. I like him
Yeah,
a lot in this movie.
he's great. I'm glad he comes back in the second one.
Does he come back in the third one?
No.
Okay. I don't blame him.
Oh my god, spooky CGI ghosts scare me.
It's true. This was a thing at the time because the House of or the House on Haunted Hill remake has an effect extremely similar to this.
And the haunting. Haunting's
Yes.
got a lot of that.
Yeah.
No, this movie, like the big talking point as a negative, people are like, "Oh, the CGI is so bad and so dated." It's like this movie looks like it has restraint if you compare this to The Haunting.
Yes.
Because yeah, there are a few shots like that here and there that don't look great, but I don't know. It's like 10% of the visual effects in this movie look dated and bad, but 90% look fantastic. I think most of the movie looks great.
I will say, I buy them mummifying him alive here more than the original. Because the original, he's just like a mild annoyance. They're like, we're gonna kill you.
Well, but I don't know. He betrayed the. I mean, he committed sacrilege.
Oh my
You know.
god. No, that is horrifying.
Yeah.
And I hate the bugs. The
Oh God.
Anime fan says he also voiced Mr. Freeze in Batman Mech versus Mutants.
Oh, the more you
I
know.
think I've seen that. Although I did watch those Batman Unlimited movies when Cap did the Batmania on those. Those are surprisingly good for what they are.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen those, so I should check those out.
I love that little like mechanic that they have that like
The key.
turns. Yes. All of the Scarab stuff looks amazing. It's been amazing.
I think
back to this.
I think the scarabs look pretty good.
Scarabs make me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And forgive me, I don't know much about scarabs. That's not how they work in real life, right?
No,
like, okay.
no, these are movie scarabs.
Okay.
Okay, that title card looks bad.
Yes. I don't remember that. Holy cow. Don't do that.
But I assume you've never been on the Revenge of the Mummy, the ride at Universal Studios.
I'm not a theme park guy.
Yeah, that I will say is probably the best indoor roller coaster I've been on. I've been on it many times. It's really cool. Yeah, I love that it's indoors just because the set design, you're just in the temple the whole time and there's like mummy animatronics, and it's a really cool, really fast roller coaster, and then it goes backwards at one point. But there's one point in the ride where it stops and there's like scarab noises and they like blast air at you to make you feel like scarabs are crawling on you. It's really creepy and awesome.
Do you think part of what we can't crack about the Mummy nowadays is we insist on making it a modern day film?
Yeah, I think the period piece angle is a big part of this movie's charm.
Tyler says the Scorpion King looks great in the next one. Yeah. I mean, because people make fun of that. That didn't even look good at the time. Like, that is infamously bad.
Well, I don't know. I think it's historically interesting because that is an early example of something where they just didn't have enough time and money, and that's why it looks as bad as it does. And then give it 20 years, and that's just the norm now.
Benny, like, what are you doing?
Benny's great. Benny does nothing wrong.
You're on the wrong side of the river.
But I think that the key ingredient to this movie that makes it feel so special is, yes, it takes the original and turns it into an action movie, but it's also a throwback to old Hollywood, old swashbuckling adventure flicks. It doesn't feel like it's chasing trends at the time. No. It doesn't feel like it's trying to be like a hip 90s movie. And that's something that I think has really helped it hold up.
And I think most importantly is it's not trying to supplant the original. The guy that made this clearly loves that original movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always, I've always thought it was a shame what happened to Fraser, because like his career in the 2000s, because I think he's the last great like action comedy actor.
Yeah, he's among my favorites. Like he has a very like he has those qualities of Harrison Ford, Kurt Russell, and Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
Where they can be really cool and fun, and the movie can also let them be kind of a buffoon. And
no, this movie
that's why he's
work
great.
Without Fraser.
No, like yeah, you have the wrong actor in this role. This completely falls apart. It's so over the top. I love it.
Yeah.
And of course, the actor playing Benny is a Stephen Summers regular because he'd also be Igor in Van Helsing.
Oh, I never thought about. I loved that movie as a kid. I even
Me
rented
too.
the video game tie-in at one point.
Yeah, my friend Donnie had that game.
I
Van
sucked at
Helsing is
it.
something that's something we'll cover on the channel at some point.
I think
And
that movie is overhated.
I do too. I mean, that I'd say I think of as much more of a guilty pleasure than this. Like, I will not say I think that Van Helsing is a great movie. I love it. I have a nostalgic soft spot for it. This movie legitimately holds up. This movie is fantastic.
Yes.
And I'm glad time has been kind to it. And this is one of those movies where the people like us who grew up with it have really reclaimed it and are like, no, this is a classic of a genre. Because when this comes out, of course, critical reviews are very mixed. A lot of people are like, it's not like the classic.
Yeah.
This is dumb audience popcorn schlock, and it just goes to show how much our expectations are just in the floor now. Because compared to a lot of modern movies, this looks like a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, and I mean, we should mention like this is a beloved movie now, but even on Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes, it only has a 64%.
which is tragically low.
Yes.
Like,
No, I think this might be my favorite of the '90s like Universal attempts at a revive.
well, like I said earlier, this was in development hell for like a decade. Joe Dante was attached at one point, but he wanted to make it just a straight up horror comedy, and I don't know if that would have worked or not. Clive Barker was going to do something fucked up and weird with it. I'd be very curious to see that. And then George Romero was also attached for a while and wanted to do
Ah,
it.
so this had like an $80 million budget, which seems really big at the time, but it
Mhm.
made like 400 million at the box office. Like this thing was huge.
It was a big hit. It's like the best and worst thing that's happened to this franchise because it's like we both agree this is the best Mummy movie. This was their biggest success, but this is also the success they've then been chasing for the last 25 years.
Yes. No, this movie is why the 2017 movie is the way that it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, Anime fan, a lot of really popular classics have low scores on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, that is true.
It's true. And Rachel Weisz, so good
So,
in these movies.
yes.
And this is just one of those like really pointless, goofy stunts, but you got to respect the commitment. You know, they had to build all this shit, do this for real.
She's just like me, for real.
Yeah, I can relate. And speaking, just putting aside nostalgia, whatever, I think the comedy in this movie holds up. Like, I still think this is a
Yes.
very funny movie, which is obviously subjective, but there's a lot of other movies from this era where there's jokes that you're like,
How?
I love this guy.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know who this. I can't think who this actress. He's just like that. It's that guy.
yeah,
Uh,
I'll look him up. This movie has a bunch of
Eric
90s
Avari.
character. Yeah. So you know him from Independence Day. I think he's in the opening scene of that.
Okay.
And he's also in Daredevil. He's Elektra's father in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah, just a great '90s character actor.
Um. Well, and it helps that this is very classic comedy. And something that I
Yeah,
appreciate too is in this modern era, a lot of movies are when they do romance, it's either undercooked or a very like toxic relationship. This is the romance that's going to develop between Eve and Rick. I think is a very classic,
yes.
healthy relationship.
Well, and they do bicker a lot throughout the movie, but it's in a very funny,
Yes, it's not
tongue-in-cheek
like
way.
I think you two hate each other, but the script demands that you get
Right.
together.
Exactly. And like I said earlier, we do mention that she's half Egyptian, which is a nod to the
Which,
lady from the original.
I mean, sure, I believe Rachel Weisz is half Egyptian, but whatever. And then her brother might be the best character in fiction.
He's wonderful.
No, I
I
have
love John.
issues with The Last of Us season one, but when he shows up in like the prologue, I was like, hey, I haven't seen you
That's
in like
I
20 years.
I remember watching that like this guy's really familiar. And they did okay. We'll see how it turns out. I'm very nervous about it, but they did confirm he'll be coming back for the new movie. So
Cool. I forgot he comes back for the third one too.
yeah, him and Fraser are the only two people that are in all three movies. It's very strange.
The
Also,
cinematography looks great.
yeah, and I mean this museum in Cairo also a reference to the first movie because the Cairo Museum in the first one is a
Mhm.
major setting. Um, and obviously this mummy dummy is meant to look very cheesy in like some of the older ones.
Yeah.
Also, one of my favorite and one of the most underrated brother sister pairings in movies.
Yeah.
They're really fun together, and they're because 9 times out of 10 when we do siblings, they just hate each other
Yes.
in movies.
Well, it's. I mean, I didn't grow up around my siblings, so I just have like a kind of osmosis knowledge. But I feel like either they hate each other, or they get along perfectly, and that's not how siblings work. But also, the
Right.
internet doesn't understand what siblings mean anymore. Because unfortunately, I get a lot of like fandom crap on my social media now, and it's just people bickering on if characters are siblings or not. My current example is I've been somebody's monitoring what I'm doing because the minute I started watching Naruto, I started getting a bunch of Naruto stuff on my social media. But I got a post the other day talking about how two of the main characters see each other as siblings, and I'm like, my brother in Christ, he had a crush on her for the first like 500 episodes.
Ugh.
He asks her out on a date like every other episode. I don't do that with my siblings. Like, there's an episode later on when his dad is reanimated, and he's like, "Is this your girlfriend?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah." Real sibling energy there.
Boring.
Stop! Don't relax. Although the internet also speculated that because I don't know if you saw, but there's been a big hurrah about Leon possibly being married somewhere off screen,
Oh yeah.
and people are like, "Well, he married Sherry," and I'm like, I hope not. It'd be fucking weird." Necropolis is just a cool word. We should use that more like in horror.
Absolutely.
Wait till I make you watch Return of the Living Dead Necropolis. That was a sci-fi movie.
Oh no.
No, that franchise's fall off should be studied. It releases that first movie, which is up there with like the George Romero trilogy of influential zombie movies, and then by the fifth movie, they're sci-fi direct-to-TV movies. I also just love how
Okay.
dirty and grimy characters are allowed to be in these movies. A lot of
Yeah.
times
Also,
now, everybody's so like clean and
what's up with these hamster wheels these guys are running in? I don't know what they're there for.
that's how they power this place
It's how they get their television.
in the 30s
20s.
and the 20s.
Oh my god, it's George of the Jungle.
He does kind of just look like he came off the George of the Jungle set.
And one thought I never had before is Eve has kind of Evelyn in this. She reminds me a little of Jane in the Disney Tarzan movie.
Yeah.
and he's very Tarzanish in this scene.
Well, it's that same kind of like archetype type, right? Like
Hmm.
the sophisticated, intelligent woman
Yeah.
and the dumbass.
Well, and she's never like obnoxious or feels like she's above these people. Like she's just out of her element, but like her curiosity makes her endearing.
Yeah.
And then the way she just steps over him.
Well, and what I like too that we've kind of forgotten is just she's not a woman and then a character. She's a character that just so happens to be a woman. Like that,
Yeah.
being a woman is not her character trait.
Well, and at the time, I can understand at the time seeing a movie like this and going, okay, it's another damsel in distress. We've done this a million times. But it's worth noting that Rachel Weisz wanted this role because she was like, oh, this character actually has more depth and is more three-dimensional than you typically see in these types of action movies. And that's what drew her to it. And I can understand at the time some of the tropes being a little more tired, but now that it's like 25 years past and we've had a lot more variety in these types of movies, both good and bad, that it's a lot easier to just go with the movie and enjoy and appreciate what it's doing.
Well, it
Like
also just
the
helps. Like I said, we've gotten so much worse at these kind of tropes. Like now it's she woman. What more you want? He man.
and and as far as these types of adventure movies go, we just don't make movies like this anymore. Like, what's
That,
the last one we got? Jungle Cruise?
that's not true. Indiana Jones 5 just came out. You fraud.
Yeah,
That was a great
that was like
adventure movie.
that was like 3 years ago, John.
Oh, oh no.
Oh my God, they just hanged Brendan Fraser
He's really hanging around.
a little. You know the stunt almost killed him, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew
So
I knew this is one of the movies that like really fucked him up, but I didn't know.
so I think it is a stunt guy who does the drop, but then when you get the close-ups on his face, like that's actually choking him.
Oof.
And he's like standing on his tippy toes, and then they just did it too tight, and he's told the story many times where he's like everything just went like and then he just woke up like on the floor with his head in the dirt, like what's going on? Like
Jesus.
it's one of those stunts where he was like clinically dead for like 10 seconds, like they had to resuscitate him.
That's insane. I
It's
love
fucked
that
up.
part of Rachel Weisz's filmography now is What If. They got her back for that.
Oh
How embarrassing.
yeah.
She's an actress that I've only seen in this and uh
Black Widow.
yeah. Although apparently she's in that fourth Bond movie or Bourne movie, but I didn't watch that. To your
Oh my God.
existence, I said no, thank you.
And just this trio is such a fun, interesting dynamic. Like we don't do any like bickering with Rick and Jonathan. Like their dynamic's great.
Well, it's
Uh,
very the classical, right? Like you have the the action hero guy, the the heart of the team guy, and then the smart woman. Like it's the golden trio in Harry Potter. It's
mhm. Well, and John Hannah, who plays Jonathan, he did feel like everyone, and I can understand this, like everyone felt like they were making a different movie and didn't think it was going to work. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. Like, I don't know what I contribute to the plot." But like when you see the finished package, it's like, well, he's the glue that holds them together. Like you said, he's the heart, and he has a couple things he gets to contribute. Like I like that he's not a complete idiot,
he really is
which we
the Ron
sometimes do.
Weasley of this movie.
Except if Ron and Hermione were siblings, which is weird.
Well,
But don't
okay.
think about it.
My hot take is I never bought them as a romantic pairing in the first place in the books or especially in the movies that didn't bother. Uh I don't know. The way they fought seemed more like sibling like to me, but hey, what do I know? I didn't get paid millions of
Mm.
dollars to write those books. Tyler says that Paddington 3 was great. I've never seen them. I can't tell if that's like a meme that those movies are great or
I've heard they're great, but I mean, if he's is he talking about like my adventure movie comment? Because like those are obviously very a lot more kiddie and lighthearted. If
yeah, I
that's what
don't
he's
know
talking
why he
about.
brought up Paddington. Unless is Rachel Weisz in that? I don't see
Oh,
it on her
maybe.
filmography. I require elaboration.
Another '90s character actor man in this is the British guy, the guy with the fez. That's Jonathan Hyde. I know him as the dad. I also know him as the dad from Jumanji, and he's also that hunter guy in
Oh yeah, yeah,
Jumanji,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and he's in Titanic. But yeah, because that's one of those where I'm like, I've seen this guy before, but I can't place him.
No, because I watched
I love
Jumanji
Jumanji.
a lot,
Me too.
and I felt really stupid when somebody pointed out that the hunter and the dad are the same guy.
Yep.
But you know what? I love that thematically, and nobody talks about it. The
Yeah.
dad represents all of his like fears and trauma, and then that
Hmm.
comes right around to the hunter. I was just thinking
It's
that
great.
goofy ass face that he makes when he's being blown back in the boat.
Another angle that I really grew to appreciate with Jumanji as I got older, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome because it's Evil Dead for kids, where
Yeah.
it's a board game instead of a book, and it hits a lot of the same beats. You have the time displaced protagonist, you have
Yes.
crazy evil shit trying to kill him.
And the CG when that kid gets sucked into the board game is legitimately bad, and it makes me uncomfortable.
It's horrifying.
That's also the woman lead in that. I think 'cause that's the only thing I've seen her in.
Yeah, she's great in that movie though.
Yeah, Bonnie Hunt as. Oh no, that's not true. She's in the Green Mile, which if you ever want to die, watch that
Great.
movie.
And now Benny's back. We love Benny.
No, we love Benny.
Think of my children. You don't have any children. Someday I might.
That's me.
This movie is legitimately funny,
Yeah.
and I'm done
Last thing,
apologizing.
last thing I'll say on Jumanji is that monkey makeup at the end is great.
Yeah. No, the monkey makeup's good. The CGI monkeys, woof.
Those are a different kind of great.
Oh,
I can confirm though, I laughed at like a lunatic every time that one almost sets himself on fire when they're in the kitchen. No, I think the worst animal effect in that is that lion. That is not a lion.
I love the goofy puppet lion. Goodbye, Benny. I love this part. Like we're on a boat now, so we get to do boat stunts.
Yeah. There was something about the 90s and boats. Because there's that long ass section of a Turbo Power Rangers movie where they're just on a boat. And I'm sure there's others, but that one sticks in my mind because you get those like weird slimy turtle things. And Justin's like, guys, help! And I was like, you're a fucking Power Ranger. Put some clothes on. No, but I like we're already getting kind of hints that like she's attracted to him. She liked that kiss.
Mm-hmm. We talked over it earlier, but that's my actual favorite quote in the movie is when they first meet, and she's like, "You know where Hamanatra is? Do you swear?" And he goes, "Every damn day."
Yeah,
That's a great line.
I don't like this guy. He's creepy.
Well, Okay, this is the funny tropey thing this movie does. So when we the audience are supposed to think these guys are bad guys, they look super scary and evil, so we can kill them without thinking of the consequences or the humanity of them. But then when we find out what they're actually about later, they get to be good and just don't think about
Yeah,
all the ones we murdered.
that's fine.
I'm the map.
Relax, it's all up here. If that was
And
me,
I love.
we'd be lost. I'd forgot. I'd forgotten.
Oh, absolutely. Jonathan accidentally sets the sky on fire.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, just because I clicked on the wrong Wikipedia page. The last thing I want to say about Jumanji, to go back a little bit, is my favorite subplot in that movie is just all the awful shit that happens to that cop.
Yes, he's so good. I love that guy.
That's like just here's the worst day in this guy's life.
This gag is so stupid. I love it with the bullets.
I didn't realize that the little boy from Jumanji is Tails in Sonic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Oh, God, we're killing so many people.
That's fine. This movie also has a way of making shooting exciting.
Yes.
One of the oddest experiences that I've ever had in a theater was going to see Suicide Squad, the 2016 one. And I'm sitting there
Yeah.
watching them shoot down just mindless drones, and I'm like, how am I bored right now? What is happening?
And it's just, oh, all these fire stunts just look so good.
Yeah.
And then you look at modern adventure
Wait here,
movies.
I'll go get help.
Now, John, you've actually seen this picture. How would you say this compares to The Jungle Cruise?
Well,
Visually.
The Jungle Cruise is obviously a much better looking film. You know, the Rock just beat special effects in a submission.
It is from the director of Black Adam.
We love Blackest Adam. Well, and what I appreciate too is because I'm not one of those that has to have a slasher movie with well developed characters and like all that. Like if you have cool kills, I'm in. But we just introduced a bunch of people for the mummy to kill later, but I like them.
Yeah, the like the main American guy, the one with the longer hair, who was just shooting
Yeah.
that guy a million times. That actor is Stephen Dunham. He auditioned for Rick O'Connell. Obviously, didn't get it, but they liked him so much they were like, you know, you can be this other guy. So he's in the movie. He died. He died very young, so R.I.P. I just wanted to give him a shout out. Yeah, he was 48. Yeah, he had a heart attack. But like, but for being such a small part, like he stands out. You know, he's fun. Like I like those American guys.
Oh God, I'm blanking now. But there was something I was watching the other day where they went into audition for something but got a secondary character. Oh, I think it was Sarah Michelle Gellar. She auditioned for Buffy, but they wanted her for Cordelia at first.
Oh,
because she had kind of a reputation of playing a bad girl. She's like, no, I want to be, you know, like the I want to try to be the hero. And then she went on to be in Cruel Intentions, where she's a bitch again, but
yay!
Which I haven't seen yet. But the other thing I know about that movie is that because everybody, I think it was like a joke in a lot of like comedies around the time, is she makes out with Selma Blair.
It's a very often parodied scene.
Yes.
And here we have Rick O'Connell in his Uncharted 3 Nathan Drake outfit.
Yes.
That's the thing we never talk about.
Game tie-in for this, but I've heard it's really bad.
Yeah, I have heard it's very bad. But no, I love the Uncharted games, and they're always, of course, described as like Indiana Jones, but in modern day. But surely Rick O'Connell was an inspiration, right? Like
I feel like it because those get more supernatural than Indiana Jones does. Like Indiana Jones gets supernatural, but I think Uncharted goes a little further. Because like the first one has little gremlin zombie things.
Oh yeah, well, because zombies are all the rage.
Yes. No.
2008. So
So I like the first Uncharted. I hate that section. Those things are so fucking annoying. And then in 2, you've got like the weird blue people. Or is that
yeah,
3?
no, the 2 has the weird blue people.
Another thing that James Cameron ripped off when making Avatar. I'm just saying.
And then
No,
and
because it always frustrates me. I love the Uncharted games, but when you get to the supernatural part, is that when I feel like I'm kind of done with this. I'm ready to move on.
yeah, and then 4 is the only one where they're like, fuck it, we're not doing supernatural stuff. But all this stuff looks gorgeous.
Yes.
We're in a real desert. Again, looks very old Hollywood. And a lot of people got sick making this movie. It was a pain in the ass to film. There's a quote. There's a quote from Brendan Fraser where he's like, "Well, no, it's the job. It's hard work. Like, if it was easy, then everyone would be doing this." like,
no, I've been getting a lot of clips of him at like cons now talking about this, and he just seems like such a nice guy.
He's great. Well, and he's always been frank about how he kind of fucked up his body making these movies and did way too many of his own stunts. But he's also never like turned on them or been bitter about it. Like he always has nice things to say about this cast and crew. And it does seem to remember these movies very fondly. In Looney Tunes Back in Action, because that's the other Fraser movie I saw when I was a kid, and there's the meta joke because his character in that is a stunt guy, and he says, "Have you seen those mummy movies? I'm in them more than Brendan Fraser is." And as a kid, that like broke my brain because that was the first like meta joke I ever heard.
Mine was either that or Tarzan, George of the Jungle 2, because there's a scene in George of the Jungle 2 where the movie just stops. And the narrator asks him what happened to Brandon Fraser, and the new guy goes, "The studio is too cheap to hire him."
That's great.
Fun fact too: Brandon Fraser is from Indianapolis, which is the capital of my state.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tyler, have you guys seen Doom Patrol? I saw a bit of the first season because that was why I watched it, because that was his big like return.
Yeah.
And I mean he's good. It's unfortunate that it's just a voice, but I mean he's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he does some flashbacks in an episode or two, but I do need to watch that show.
Yeah, no, that show, both that and Titans, just kind of kept chugging along. I don't know anybody that watched them, but they kept making it. But no, Fraser just seems like a really cool guy, and like, he loves what he does.
Like I said, I'm very nervous about that next Mummy movie. I hope they don't fuck it up, but we'll see what happens.
It'll help that the bar is like down here. The last good Mummy movie was in what, 2001?
Yeah. This is tough because it's like, don't quote me on this, because unfortunately I would owe both movies a proper rewatch to say this for sure. I would probably rather rewatch Tomb of the Dragon Emperor than the Tom Cruise one.
Oh.
Like, the bar is that low.
Yeah. Although, the Tom Cruise one gave us the greatest movie trailer of all time, so, you know.
It's something.
Ah! Ah!
Like you said, a big charm of this movie is the period piece setting and the old Hollywood feel. Like, because when this movie came out, critics were like, it's just popcorn, dumb schlock. But I feel
understand.
I feel like the movie a lot of the critics saw at the time are what Mummy 2017 actually is.
Yeah.
Because this has such a fun and sincerity to it, and the cast is so perfect and so committed. And then you get to the Mummy 2017 with Tom Cruise, and that is the most just soulless, corporate. We are capitalizing on trends of the time. We are trying to make a hip, new, modern movie, and it just fails so completely.
Well, just watching it right now, we're not even watching a Mummy movie. This is just like an adventure film. The Mummy hasn't shown up yet.
No, I almost made that joke in the previous commentary because the opening scene is when they uncovered the body and read from the scroll, and I'm like, yeah, that scene takes like 50 minutes to get to in this version.
Yeah. No, this is just like a adventure semi romance movie because like we're
Mhm.
seeding that romance.
Well, and the comedy is like very screwball old Hollywood. I mean, we are two people who defend the prequels. We are nostalgic for those. But while I don't hate the Phantom Menace, that movie also has like poop jokes and fart jokes and stuff that's like, oh, that just takes your. This movie
Although
has none of that.
there, I will say the one I will defend is the Sebulba one. Is there something really funny about watching that little bastard launch himself at Jar Jar?
I do love Sebulba. I do stand Sebulba. I'll say that.
Tyler, I find it really interesting that he was the action comedy guy and now he's the drama guy. I mean, the that's pretty normal. Like when you can't do, because that's my big holdup with a new Mummy movie is can he still do that stuff?
I'm curious what kind of shape he'll get into and how they'll use him because yeah, like unlike a Harrison Ford who just stayed in fucking incredible shape his entire life, with Brendan Fraser, that is unfortunately a side effect of him fucking up his body making these movies. Is like he's had so many surgeries and things like physically wrong with him that he's recovered, but yeah, I don't know what he can do. Like there's a quote from him where he said like on movie 3 he was basically just held together by duct tape and ice packs. Like
Yeah. Well,
um
even with like his older stuff, like he did toy with other genres.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, he was a comedy guy first and foremost, and some dramas. I mean, this made him an action star. Like he wasn't known for action before this.
yeah, like have you ever seen Encino Man?
I have not.
That is a wild movie, but he's pretty good in it. He's the titular Encino Man. He's a caveman.
That that's another thing that some critics at the time were like, "Oh, Brendan Fraser, he's so miscast. He's so wrong for this part." And I'm like, "What movie are you watching? He's so good in this movie."
No, that scene where he roars at the mummy is like one of the best scenes of all time. I love that scene.
And I will say though, as far as his health goes, his most recent movie, Rental Family, like that is the best shape I've seen him in. It like you could see a difference that like he is getting in better shape
I
than he
should
was
watch
several
that.
years ago. It's pretty good. Like and that like it has comedy in it. It's just a sweet like it's a very simple like comedy drama movie, and he's great in it.
God, I forgot about some of these movies. Remember,
Journey to the Center of the Earth. I
I
like that
I
movie.
I saw that, but I was already in like middle school when that came out. Uh, remember Dickie Roberts, former child star?
I do not.
I've never seen it, but he's in it. He's also in a American drama television film called Twilight of the Golds, which I'm now less interested in because I read that as Twilight of the Gods. Uh, but it's got Faye Dunaway. Well, and what I like about this movie too is there's a methodical pace to the adventure. Like they're actually taking the time to explore this tomb and look into it. Like,
Yeah.
oh god, I wouldn't want to be this guy.
Nope. Ah, lighting in dark places. Scary.
Oh my
I
god, I
can see
can
what's
see.
happening.
Speaking of the, not being able to see, I posted this earlier, but the guy that directed Evil Dead Burn has apparently talked about there's a 10-minute section of the movie where it's complete darkness and all you can hear is just shit going on around. I'm like, why? What? Congratulations, you made an audiobook. in the middle of your Evil Dead movie. So the guy there, he's scraping the things out of the wall. Very classic. Don't let your greed get the better of you.
Now
Also, I
this
don't
is
know who that
fucked
guy
up.
is, but he just looks like a scumbag.
This is fucked up. We're like, oh, this is probably booby trapped. Let's let the locals, let's let the diggers
Yeah, why not?
get out.
Oh my god.
And that in
I
the early,
love that cut from them melting to Jonathan playing golf.
and like there were booby traps like that uncovered with some of those tombs back in the day.
Yeah. Uh 99 was also just an insane year for him. So Blast from the Past, which I need to see, The Mummy and Dudley Do Right all come out that year.
Wild.
I've heard Blast from the Past is great. That's Fraser and Silverstone.
No.
Oh my god. Did you know that he was in a Sinbad movie?
I did not.
Yeah. So it's a 2000 Indian American animated film. It is the first feature length computer animation film created exclusively using motion capture. So you can guess how that looks.
I'm sure it looks perfect. When I was a kid, this was the scariest scene of the movie.
I'd argue
This is
this is still the
fucked up way to
scariest
go.
scene in the movie.
Yeah, this is not a fun way to go. That CGI shot's a little wonky.
Yeah,
The under skin.
that's the stuff that I think holds up the least. With the
Yeah.
scarabs.
That's still disturbing though, with it in his face.
Yes. Hey, next time don't wake them up, idiot.
Oh, that looks bad. Uh, Another thing I can say that is a testament to the quality of this movie is the first time I ever watched this was actually on TV on cable when I was a kid,
Oh.
which means it had commercial breaks, which means it was like 3.5 hours long, and it kept my attention. And I say, but I remember getting like to this point in the movie, like I've been watching this like an hour and a half, and the mummy hasn't shown up yet.
Give me mummy now.
But that is something kids today can't relate to, is having to that chore to sit through commercials. I mean, we're getting there as streaming services slowly introduce more and more ads.
It is true.
But I'm not kidding. That commercial breaks back then would make like a 2 hour movie like 3.5 hours long. TV.
I remember. I hated watching movies on TV for that very reason.
Hmm. Do you remember the first time you saw this movie?
Uh, I don't. I just know that I had them. I don't remember how I got them.
Like, so I saw this one on television. The first of these I thought I saw in theaters, unfortunately, was Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Oh,
But I bought the DVD box set and just watched the shit out of these movies. Like I was obsessed with this movie for a while. Like for a while, this was like my favorite movie. I've saw it a million times, and then it's one of those movies you see a million times as a kid, and then you just don't go back to for years and years. I'm just glad that it holds up, going back to it as well as it does. Like so, I've got plenty of guilty pleasures from my childhood, but this one is like, no, this is a legit classic, and I can comfortably call it that now.
yeah, for sure.
And the British guy with the stupid umbrella. And I'm not gonna say Steven Summers is like the best action director ever. I don't think this movie is as impressive as like uh, Pirates of the Caribbean. Like I do think that is a better film than this, and even Mask of Zorro is fantastic and arguably better. But this is still like it's still quality. Like the stunts, the energy to it. Like it's not the best action I've ever seen, but it is consistently entertaining.
Hmm.
And the commitment of the actors is a big factor in that. Like every 10 minutes, there's a shootout in this movie, and it should get boring, but it doesn't.
It doesn't, no. Well, it helps that you're invested.
Mhm. Leave this place or die. Also, just because I haven't shown it off yet, this is my most current set. This is my Blu-ray collection, which is
Cool.
pretty nice, a nice shiny slipcover. It's got all the old special features, and what makes this different from my DVD set is this includes the first Scorpion King movie,
Oh, that's
um,
cool.
which I still need to watch.
I'm scared to go back to it.
Yeah, for what I missed the Scorpion King when I
I
was a kid.
loved that movie. And because I also remember the music video for Godsmack's I Stand Alone was on the DVD, and I loved Godsmack at the time, so I watched that a lot.
And now this does make a laugh. So for the Mummy trilogy, you have this nice artwork, very very black, very very classy, for the main movies, and this is a lot like our Friday the 13th set where you get to Scorpion King and it's
Just
just the old Blu-ray.
that's awesome.
It's fuck it.
That's beautiful. We love to see it.
What is a place like me doing in a girl like this? I like the slide. He's like, I get your mother and your father, and I get him. I understand him, what he's about.
And I love that. What's a place like me doing in a girl like this?
Yeah,
Which
very drunk. And he doesn't take advantage of her because he's a good guy. I love
I
that.
am a
I'm a
librarian.
librarian.
I'm half tempted to just buy the first two on 4K, but I think it'd actually be cheaper to get that box set.
That is the rub. That's how they get you.
Because
Um,
the first movie, this is bullshit. The first movie on 4K is $19. The second movie is only $12.99.
there is a curse upon this chest.
It's true.
Yeah, for some reason, it never even occurred to me the parallels with Evil Dead with these franchises. I mean, this one has a literal Book of the Dead.
Yes.
Do you
Of
remember ever
course.
watching?
Do you remember what?
Do you remember watching the deleted scenes from this?
No, I have not
Because there
watched the
aren't
deleted
many.
scenes.
It's just they're just like short little bits that I understand cutting for time. There is a cool bit when they're on their camels heading to the city of the dead, where they come across all the dead bodies from
Mhm.
the opening scene, and Rick points one out, and he's like, "I knew that guy."
That's
It's one of those
cool.
bits where I'm like, "Yeah, I get why you cut that for time, but that's a good line."
No, that's cool.
Yeah, that this mummy looks a bit different.
Tyler wants to know, Robert, is that a glow in the dark pop?
Not as far as I know, but I'm glad he mentioned it. So, unfortunately, this movie doesn't have a lot of merchandise, and the merchandise it does have is hard to get. So I said fuck it and just brought out my Eddie Mummy Funko
Yay!
Pop.
Hey, it's relevant. We
Uh,
played Iron Maiden games last night.
yeah. And this is from the Power Slave album, I think. Maybe a reissue, but yeah, like
That's cool.
it's Eddie as a mummy, and he looks awesome.
We love Eddie.
Yeah, and I understand people who aren't into Funko Pops, especially back in the day when they were very cheap. The Eddie ones are very well detailed,
Yeah.
especially with the eyes and everything. Like these are quality. These are quality products. And he looks pretty cool. So I said, screw it. He goes with the backdrop. Uh, oh, and I love this edition with the organs and the jars. That's such a fun
Well, that's what I was
like
saying. Is
MacGuffin.
if you wanted to make another one of these, you would just take this part of this movie and make it a horror film where each one of them
Yeah.
takes a jar and now they're being hunted by the mummy.
Now, this does make me laugh because it's the one thing that feels more authentic about the 30s movie is the 30s movie has the scroll, which feels realistic. Here we get like this really big metal cartoonish book. I love it. It's just funny.
Don't read from the book.
So this is something I wish was more clear in the actual film that I did used to find a bit confusing. So Emotep in this version, Emotep is buried alive, right? But then they dump all the scarabs on him, which implies he's just eaten and dead pretty quickly. Um, but at least in the script, the idea of what was going on is that it's like he's buried with the scarabs, but the curse makes him immortal. So the scarabs are eating him, but then he's eating the scarabs. So it's like this weird cycle that's fucked up and gross.
Oh God.
And then eventually they're just all dead. But again, I'm still confused because then I don't know why he's just a dead mummy when they find him. But that is a cool, creepy idea.
Well, I mean, he'd still be dead. It's been like 100 years.
It's been more than 100 years, John. It's
No,
been a few thousand.
no, it was just yesterday.
Okay, but there is a bit later. Remember when he's mostly fully formed and there's the little scarab crawling up into his cheek and then like he eats it? That was meant to be a reference to that.
Oh, okay.
That when he's buried with the scarabs, like they're eating him and he's eating them, and it's just this weird, gross cycle. And I'm like, that's dark.
Well, that reminds me of there's a Wolverine story where he's like buried alive in snow and he survives by tearing off chunks of his own flesh and eating them. And
Ugh.
then it heals because it's Wolverine.
Yeah.
No, this doesn't make any sense from an Egyptian mythology perspective, but I love it as a just a horror movie trope.
Well, it's a cool prop.
Yeah.
I like this
Well,
prop.
and then I don't think I think it's in the next one where they introduce another book, but that one's gold. Or is
Well,
it the end
no,
of this one?
that's at the end of this one.
Okay.
John, you're getting your mummy movies confused. It's like they're the same movie.
Oh, Tyler John thinks mummies were the day before World War One. Well, no, they were yesterday.
Yeah.
Keep up.
So I love how we saw a very practical mummy puppet earlier, and then here we've very clearly switched to CG.
You must not read from the book. So that
Uh,
line has lived rent free in my head for like 30 years, but I could never remember what movie it was from. I in my brain I associate it with Evil Dead, which is why it's funny that you never thought about that. Because I didn't really
mhm.
think about it other than that line, but no, I love that. Just you must not read from the book. Well, and also as a kid, I would get that and don't go into the long grass mixed up from the Lost World because they sound the same. They're delivered with like the same cadence.
Oh my god.
I hate when CGI bugs attack me.
Ew.
Don't just
What have
stand
I
there.
done? And that is something we never talk about is Evelyn is responsible for so many deaths.
Yes.
Like this is all arguably her fault.
Well, they should have just left her to the mummy, obviously. I sympathize with that guy. Don't step on my glasses, you
Oh yeah.
dick.
Now, riddle me this, John. Is this a plot hole? So this guy has very bad eyes, which is why he needs glasses. And it's this guy's eyes that the mummy uses for himself. So why does he see fine for the rest of this movie if
Well,
he has this guy's eyes?
you're assuming a lot. For all we know, he can't see 2 feet in front of him. He does recruit Benny later to do his dirty work for him. He could be blind.
Just, but we need shots of Arnold Vosloo just like bumping into shit
Yes.
and like looking in the wrong direction.
So they're totally gonna bring him back too for this fourth movie, right? Like,
I don't know. And I don't know if I. This franchise is in such a weird place because the second movie already did just the first one again, and I don't think you can go back to that well with Emotep again. But I also
but
like Arnold Vosloo's great, but
that's what all these legacy sequels do. It's the first one
I know.
again. Here's everything you remember.
Oh my god.
Tyler says he's also mystically could have fixed that guy's eyes. No, he's the blind mummy.
But there was a missed opportunity there, though, I will say, where it would be funny if he gets these guys' eyes and he's like, ah, these suck, and just switches them out for one of his later victims. That would have been a funny gag.
Also, or just put him in glasses. That'd been fun. Hey, there's a wall there. No, those scarabs look pretty good. And I think they've cleaned up some of the effects in this 4K scan.
No, and when I was a kid, this scene was also legitimately scary.
Oh yeah, no, what he does to this guy is like, oh, just kill him.
Yeah. My eyes. Ah. There you go.
I don't know, maybe it's me. I think that mummy looks great.
I think he looks pretty good. I love the detail. And so this is the most classic mummy you get, but the wrappings, they're very minimal.
Yeah.
It's like they've mostly rotted away. Like there's still a little bit of them. But he's a lot more decomposed than previous mummies we've seen. But I think the CGI is pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you ever watch the behind the scenes on this movie, they talk a lot about the visual effects from ILM, and Steven Summers talking about how he's primarily a fan of the original movie, which is why it takes so much of the plot from it. But we mentioned this earlier that the other movies, particularly The Mummy's Hand, have a lot more comedy and that adventure tone that this movie borrows. But another thing Steven Summers talks about that like he very passionately dislikes is what the later movies do of the mummy just shambling around, walking slowly. Like he says over and over again, like I do not just want a guy wrapped in bandages. I don't want the audience to be thinking that.
Here it is.
I
Ah!
And it's funny how much he says that over and over again. Like, I don't want a guy in bandages. I want a scary new mummy. And I think it works.
Oh, and it helps that he's not making a slasher movie with a mummy.
Right.
This is an action movie, adventure movie, and then the mummy shows up halfway through. I'm still really annoyed that the other Resident Evil movies aren't streaming. I want to watch fucking Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Oh.
Oh,
You've awakened the mummy. Relax, I got him.
relax!
He's
shot
dead. Don't even worry about it.
And if I remember correctly, in The Mummy Returns too, we also retroactively say that Rick is like part of this ancient order.
Yes, because he's also a reincarnation of some guy we never saw. Well, again, and that's where the lore of these movies are weird, because we talked about earlier how Evelyn is half British, half Egyptian, which is a reference to the girl in the first movie. But here it's not really a reincarnation thing. Like, it seems pretty clear Emotep's just like, oh, I'm just gonna use your body for Xenomon Moon. Like, the reincarnation thing's not really in this movie, but then we do that in the next one.
To
So I
be
think that's
fair,
what got you
though,
confused.
when he first lays eyes on her, he calls her a knockman, whatever.
Xenomon
Yes,
Moon.
he
Yeah.
thinks it's her for a second, so there might be something there.
Or it's because he has shitty eyes.
You know, that's also true.
Because her and that actress in the opening look nothing alike.
No, they look exactly the same.
Okay.
No, it's even funnier in the second one. I remember now because they reshoot some of that stuff, and she's there, but also is Rachel Wise.
Yeah.
I've always liked the idea of the reason for the mummy having the bandages to keep his body together from the decomposing over time. Could be a cool body horror thing. Okay, but with all due respect, that when they do that, they're not going. Well, in 100 years, he's going to get out of this thing, and we don't want him to fall apart when he gets up. The wrapping is cool. It makes for a cool imagery. You don't need that for a movie. Like, I don't know.
Well, and when I was a kid, I do remember wishing he looked more like this for most of the movie, but I didn't understand that this was a throwback to the original.
This is also probably expensive as fuck.
Yep.
I don't mind it because Arnold Vosloo is so good. Oh, also, I forgot he's Raish in Young Justice, which is just correct casting.
Oh. That's cool. That is probably Benny's best scene in the movie. Legitimately well written and such a great idea that just in case he has all of these trinkets and symbols from various religions to pray to, just in case he's in this predicament, and then it works.
Oh no, Arnold Vosloo was in Starfleet Academy.
People gotta eat, man. You gotta work.
Oh, I guess that's because he's in Discovery, so he's like playing the same character.
Oh. No, the last thing I saw him in were those G.I. Joe movies.
Yes, I love him in that first one. Oh, apparently he's in 4 episodes of The Brave and the Bold.
Oh, cool. No, it's funny he gets like all these voice acting roles when I primarily just know him from these movies where he never speaks English. Ever.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Odette Fair, not.
Okay.
I got screwed up.
That's fine. Well, because Arnold Vosloo, I know for a fact he voiced Black Adam in that Superman Shazam animated
He's Blackest
movie.
Adam.
Yeah, and honestly, back in the day, he would have been a good live action Black Adam.
I can guarantee you, he would have been better than Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Emotep versus Scorpion King.
I started rewatching Avatar because I've kind of been in the mood for that, and I haven't gotten there yet. But every time The Rock comes up now, all I think of is Avatar, the Boulder.
The Boulder.
We love the Boulder. Well, and we can't forget Arnold Vosloo's most iconic performance, which is Agent Cody Banks, which everybody remembers.
And I know this movie has like 20,000 side characters, but they're all great. Like,
Winston's
uh,
peak.
I, I, I love Winston. He's so bitter that he didn't die in war with his friends.
He's just like me for real. I too wish that I went down in a blaze of glory. Or just went down. I don't need to give I don't care how. Just kill me. Arnold Vosloo is apparently in that Bosch show, but I haven't watched that.
Oh, this is a scene that is a direct line lift from the original.
Silly
Silly
Eastern
Eastern
superstition.
superstition. Don't touch him. Well, in this idea, it obviously we don't show a lot because it's PG-13. But I like this section of the movie where he's still a mummy guy and he has to like wear an outfit
Well,
because he's slowly regenerating as he kills these people. It's such a great idea.
and what's cool too is this is like legitimate PG-13, not this watered down
Yeah.
crap that we get now.
hmm That like this is disturbing.
Well, what's funny too is like he took that guy's like eyes and it's just like, yeah, I'm not done. Come back.
Blood. See, this is Jonathan's role in the plot. He gets to explain the plagues every
Yeah.
single time they happen.
I because because people judge a character's worthiness just by like what they do and not the support they provide to the characters. Like we mentioned, he is the glue. To tie this back to Harry Potter, I hear a lot of people kind of say that Ron isn't needed, like Harry and Hermione could have solved everything. But like not really. I think JK takes it too far in the later, like in book 7 when they can't function when he leaves. But like when you have a trio, it's a trio for a reason. You need all
Mhm.
three of them.
One of the absolute worst things about modern media literacy and how it's so in the toilet online is people today are so fucking fixated on just plot with no thought given to story, theme, character, where all we care about now is plot. Thanks, CinemaSins. And with Jonathan, it's like, yeah, he's comedic relief. He's the heart, and like he does a couple things. And you know what? He is set up as a pickpocket, which does come up a couple times. But yeah, it's like it's okay to let characters. It's like if you're gonna be obnoxious about it, like what does C-3PO contribute to the plot of Star Wars? Not
Well,
much, but he serves a purpose. The first movie, not Return of the Jedi, where he becomes a god.
that is the best of the C-3PO movie. I love God C-3PO. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I like C-3PO. I'm not convinced he needed to be in Empire.
It's fine.
But that also because C-3PO annoys the fuck out of me.
Oh my god, he's in on it.
Well, what we're really coming around to is this is the Fez double feature.
Hmm.
The 11th Doctor at
I
some
love
point
it.
just decides to wear fezzes, and he has that line of fezzes are cool, and that's where that comes from.
I agree. And this is also the point of the movie where it's like, oh, these guys are actually good guys and we're cool now. That, yeah, you killed like 30 of my men, but it's fine. I'm not gonna
Why
I'm not
doesn't
gonna
he
hold a
like
grudge.
cats? That like plastic statue or whatever looks a lot is wearing the exact same outfit that Rami Malek will wear at Night at the Museum.
That is correct. Rami Malek, probably one of the few Egyptian actors to play an ancient Egyptian in a movie. I remember, I don't know if it was an interview or what, but I remember seeing something where somebody was complaining about Night of the Museum, like, oh, of course they cast a fucking white guy, and he's like, I'm Egyptian. What the hell?
My favorite recent example of that, thoughts of the trailer aside, is people bitching that the guy that plays Jon Stewart's not dark enough. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Benny really was the smart one out of them.
I agree. Benny arguably does nothing wrong. Uh, be like Benny. BLB, that's what I
I
always say.
mean, he did lead that guy to his death. You know, yeah.
Debatably.
Really, when you think about it, this is what we're missing in a movie. You don't listen to me, I'm just gonna pick you up and throw you on the bed.
Right. Yeah, and I like that there's like kind of a friendly rivalry between Rick and these other American guys, but again, it never gets like stupid with it. Very quickly, it's like, we have a common enemy. The world is ending. We're gonna put our shit away. Like there isn't like just pointless arguing
Oh, you can't kill
after
this
arguing.
guy.
I know.
He's got to go be in Jumanji. Yeah, I also love. You know
Oh.
what? You know what? Case number one for keeping Jonathan in this movie is Rick says, "Jonathan, let's go." No, Jonathan, move it.
Oh, and this is the iconic scene where Rick just throws a chair at Penny. Like, watch this.
No. Oh, I love this movie. I have had that happen to me, by the way.
Oh my god, you got whiplashed?
We were at lunch one day, and somebody threw a sandwich at me. So I thought I threw it at the person that I thought threw it at me, and I got pissed. Picked up one of those metal folding chairs and
Good lord.
yeeted it across the cafeteria at me. Somebody caught it by the leg, like an inch away from my face.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
My favorite cafeteria memory is they served a cake one day, and there was a whiteboard in the back corner of the cafeteria. And my buddy picks up the cake and throws it at the whiteboard. It stuck to the fucking whiteboard.
My favorite cafeteria memory is I remember somebody had like a big ass balloon that they popped. So it was really fucking loud in this cafeteria. Just this balloon popping, and my buddy sitting next to me without skipping a beat. This balloon pops, and he just goes, ah, like acting like he's been shot.
Aw, the hunter's dead.
So funny. Oh. Oh, and here we get like weird in between.
Yeah.
He's like kind of Arnold Vosloo, but very CGI.
It works, I think, only just because of the lighting.
Yeah. I'm not even saying it looks horrible. God, I wish this movie had more merchandise.
Yes. I'm surprised that Universal doesn't merchandise the fuck out of this.
They should. I would buy all of it.
I didn't realize Steven Summers also directed Rise of the Cobra.
Yeah, that's the first G.I. Joe movie. He does that, and then...
And I maintain that is the better of the two.
I don't know. I gotta watch them again, or
admittedly, this is going off of like a 2-decade-old memory, but I remember hating the second one. Oh, and then he made that Odd Thomas movie that I need to see. Because that's got Anton Yelchin.
Oh yeah. This is maybe my favorite kill in the movie. This is a great scene.
No, it's Syed.
Yeah, I do love this guy, but it's so cool the way they do it with the shadow.
No, that is
Like
cool.
that's an effect that looks great.
Oh
Like,
god.
oh. And now I'm Arnold Vosloo.
Yay!
Don't eat that.
Stop eating those. It's gross.
That's gonna be in his breath too when he kisses Evie.
No, I always think about that. Like, I know it's makeup or special effects, but like, in universe, you're kissing a rotting corpse. The worst one I think is Army of Darkness when she's forced to kiss Evil Ash, and I'm like,
Yes.
ugh.
This would make for a great double feature with Army of Darkness.
Yeesh. Sam Raimi's
like,
The Mummy would be incredible.
hell yeah. But with Army of Darkness, we talked about on that commentary how I love it. It's such a throwback to old school special effects with the puppets and the stop motion. It all looks great. It's like that. That's like very much the last of its kind. You know, that throwbacky. And then you get this movie, which I think is a nice middle ground, where it's very old school, but there are digital effects. You know, it's kind of an evolution of the process. And I think both movies complement each other very well, and would be a fun double feature. I love this line where he's like, "Are you all right?" And Jonathan says, "Yeah, I think so," or I'm not sure.
The I'll have to look into it, but if I remember correctly, the Mummy animated series, the funniest thing about that is that mostly focuses on their son, and he still has that
Sure.
scorpion bracelet. And I think that's like a main thing in the show.
Mm-hmm. Emotep.
Imhotep.
Emotep.
That's scary. That show also looks not great.
Very of its time. Well, we got a whole slew of those like tie-in cartoons with
Oh,
like
you know
Men in
what?
Black,
No,
Godzilla.
this one doesn't look too bad.
I'm sad I missed it.
Yeah. No, I take it back. This looks better than the Jumanji one.
I just know it does that thing that like the Ghostbusters cartoon and all those do, where like all of the characters' hair color is just wrong for some reason.
Yeah, Rick is blonde. Here.
Is Evie a redhead in that?
Yes.
We do that a lot. Yeah, I should. Did you know there was a Jumanji cartoon?
Yeah, so that's what I was actually talking about. Have you ever looked at that? It's
Yes,
horrifying.
it is. But there are a couple voice actors you'd recognize in that.
Isn't oh god, what's her name?
Ashley Johnson.
Yeah.
She voices the boy in that. That's an early
Oh.
voice acting role for her.
No. I hate the character models in that.
And the Robin Williams character is voiced by Patrick, aka the stand guy.
Oh, okay.
And here we get
This
the
is
Shaun of the
legitimately
Dead scene.
clever.
Yeah, it's the Shaun of the Dead scene.
Yeah.
He just has to blend in.
Imhotep. Oh, I love Jonathan. He's one of the greatest characters of all time. And not just because we share a name.
Objectively. Both the character and the actor.
Oh.
How do you feel about the mouth stretching?
I
Morph
like
effect.
it. I like it ultimately.
I don't hate it. Like, it's
That is the
goofy.
one thing that feels of its time because I feel like we did that a lot. Because
Because, like,
Blade kind of does the same thing. Blade 2 kind of does the same
yes.
thing.
Yeah. Well, it's because CGI, like, we can stretch body parts like that now,
Yep.
and it looks weird. Now
Go.
remember, these people are possessed. They don't know what they're doing. I fucking just run them all over.
That's fine.
It's war. Desperate times, desperate measures.
Yeah.
Again, Evie should probably be in prison at the end of this movie, but it's fine.
No. They're all alive. They're hitting them at like 2 miles an hour. No, the saddest thing of this scene is we lose that one guy.
Yeah, our last American. It's fun. It's funny that he's the last one standing, just because I feel like he has the least personality
Oh, not
of them.
him. Because the guy in the Fez is going to sacrifice himself here.
Yes, yeah, that is true. No, I love that guy.
Yeah, this American doesn't have much of a personality, but he gets a cool last stand.
Well,
Just mowing people down.
well, I do
Oh,
think Emotep looks cool though with the mummy mouth.
yeah. Vaso just has a presence to him.
Again, I respect the commitment for this type of movie that, like, he never speaks English this entire movie. You know, that can be really limiting for an actor, but he totally sells it.
Well, and you can tell that like they don't know how to replace him in the third one from memory.
Well, third one's weird because they get Jet Li, which is awesome, but then he's just a CGI character for like 2/3 of that movie.
Well, and famous Asian mummies.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the third one had a cool idea of, let's explore mummies of different cultures and expand this a bit. They just fucked it up and made it bad. That's why this is such a weird franchise where we do a second movie that's just the first one again. And then the third movie, the second one is the safe sequel. Then the third one, we try something different and we fuck it up. And then you get to the Tom Cruise one, which tries to do this movie again but update it and then does it horribly. So it's like, what do you do now?
Apparently, you make the mummy believer.
Apparently.
This is just the year for movies that are called something else. The Mummy Believer, the Kujanki. We love the Kujanki.
Tis true.
If only it was a good movie. So, okay. I know that it's because they have to set up stakes for this third act, but he's gonna betray them and try to kill them anyway, and then they're just gonna disappear into the sewer. Couldn't you just done that without giving her up?
Well, they're desperate.
And I like at this point you can already tell he legitimately cares about her. It's not just I'm losing my
Mhm.
payday.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing these guys are moving very slowly.
Yes. I also appreciate that she's still naive. Like she expected him to actually uh, keep his side of the bargain.
I'm altering the deal. Pray don't alter it any further.
Also, I'm not trying to play cinema sins here. Did he really need to do this? Just go,
No.
go.
It's fine. It's a noble end.
I don't
Oh
want
wait,
to.
I regret everything.
I would too. They're eating me, and then they're gonna eat her.
Okay, so I want to know what happens to Winston's manservant guy because we never see him again. And I'm like, oh, is he out of a job? Is he gonna be sad that his buddy's dead? What happens to this guy?
Isn't he in the plane?
No, just Winston. I'm talking about his manservant.
Yeah, I know.
No, he doesn't go with them.
Ah, he just goes find another guy to serve. It's fine. Winston's his third one this week. Oh, Send
This
Help is
this looks fun.
coming to Hulu.
Oh, cool.
Good movie.
So, do do you think we made a mistake in getting a pilot who all he wants to do is die in a plane crash in battle?
No, it's fine. Also, apparently we lucked out because Peacock just added the Mummy trilogy today.
Oh, that's funny. Because, well, I saw that this was also an HBO Max for some reason.
Yeah. Is the original streaming? No.
Thanks, Peacock. No, how I watched the Tom Cruise version finally is that was also at HBO Max for some reason.
I
I was like,
don't.
okay,
I don't understand.
I don't need to own that movie.
No, you do. Buy it on 4K right now. Oh, Teeth is coming to Shutter.
I haven't seen it.
I I'm gonna be honest with how much that movie gets talked up because you know the premise of that movie, right?
Yep.
With how much that movie gets talked up, I was expecting a little bit more from it.
Oh, oh my god.
This is just an Uncharted set piece.
Well, this is like by far the most powerful thing the Mummy does in this movie, and then he just doesn't do anything like this again. It's like, I don't want to be a show off.
It's true.
CGI sand mummy faces scare me.
It's time my enemies share my dread. That's my full name, CGI Sand Mummy Face Man.
I mean, it sounds terrifying.
It's true.
And I love how Rick just shoots it like that'll do anything, but it's all he knows.
Well, yeah. Well, it's just because his reincarnated memories haven't kicked in yet.
Oh, true. Girl, that is assault.
No.
Yeah, no, I think the plane was fine, and Winston is like, fuck it, I'm just... I'm dying in this plane, damn it.
I'm taking you all with me.
I love the sand wall trick, bastards. No, weirdly enough, the only like modern adventure film I can think of that gets close to like this campy, fun tone is probably like National Treasure, but that was also like 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, that was a long time ago. No, we had a really good run from this to the third Pirates movie, and then we just stopped
Yeah,
making good ones.
but National Treasure is another one that I think is very well cast.
He's gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. And I don't know what people's opinion on the second one is. I remember it thinking it sucked.
It does some dumb sequel trope stuff. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, that's not what I'm really went back to. I love the idea that his manservant went down in the plane with him. Like, I'm going to die. I'm going to take you with me. But sir,
Well,
I am only 27. I don't care. We go down.
I mean, I'm just expecting Winston to wake up like, wait, no, this is not how I wanted to go out. Not quicksand.
Oh my god, it's quicksand.
And now we're back in the desert again.
I hate sand.
It's rough and coarse and irritating.
I mean, that is also just true.
This is probably Steven Sommers' best film, right?
By a fucking mile.
I haven't seen the one he did before this. Well, okay, you know what? I do need to see Jungle Book, his 90s Jungle Book again. I remember that being decent. Because his 90s Jungle Book movie is like one of the two Disney live action remakes we get in the 90s, that and 101 Dalmatians. His Jungle Book movie, he just makes a straight up action adventure. It's way more of a Tarzan thing, but I remember it being fun.
yeah. But what about the second Jungle Book, Mowgli and Baloo?
Oh,
No, I
didn't
had
see
a
that.
live action Jungle Book movie that I don't think anybody on the planet has seen. Because nobody ever talks about it. The Jungle Book Mowgli story.
Oh,
You ever seen this one?
nope. Yeah. Okay, so the movie he did right before this, that basically.
Also, I'm gonna fight you for a minute. You said that the sand thing was the most powerful thing he did. He's going to raise the dead. That is the most powerful thing he does in this movie.
Oh my god, it's Eddie from Ed Hunter.
Yay! You
It's the
you joke.
perfect-
I think there is an ancient Egyptian level in that game. That might be the last level.
Yay.
Uh,
No, I love these mummy henchmen. We get a mix of CGI ones and practical ones, and I think they look good. They look
yeesh.
fun. This is where you get the more. This is where I'm fine with the mummy just looking like Arnold Vosloo for the back half of this movie too. It's with these other mummies, you do get the more traditional Universal. So it's a nice throwback. Or I don't know if you wanted more of the mummy and wrappings, like you do get that in this climax.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he had directed a Jungle Book. But the one that I had apparently is the direct DVD version of that.
Yep.
I remember liking it, but it's got D. Bradley Baker as elephant, bee, mandrill, and turtle.
Yay. But what I was going to mention is so the movie Steven Summers makes before this is Deep Rising, which I still haven't seen.
Yes, I have not seen that. He was a writer on Tom and Huck, which I watched a couple times as a kid, which is the Jonathan Taylor Thomas version of
Oh.
The Adventures of Huck Finn.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's in like director's jail or what, but like he hasn't made a movie in over a decade.
Yeah. That's a story we've not touched in a while. It's just like the whole Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn thing.
Yeah. Well, because he also did the Huck Finn movie in the early 90s
Eesh. Which I don't know.
with Elijah Wood.
I guess they're not connected. It's weird that he worked on two of them.
I was getting out of hand.
Also, Tom and Huck, now that I'm older, is just a stupid name for a movie.
I love this reveal. when she realizes she's next to the mummy lady.
No, it's great.
Oh God,
That's
that
not
looks
how I would.
bad.
What?
Tom and Huck.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh,
No.
that looks 90s as fuck.
Yes. I only watched it a couple times, but I'm sure it holds up wonderfully.
Oh my God, we're exploding mummies.
You're an
Now,
exploding mummy?
this is the only time Benny fucks up. Like, objectively, this is the only bad thing he does in the movie. Is he has his bag of gold, he's ready to go, but then he goes back for more because his greed gets the best of him.
Well, that
Damn it,
is
Benny.
that is the moral of this movie. It's just everybody's greedy.
Yeah.
Do you know if that Adventures of Huck Finn movie is any good?
I think I watched it in school. I think that was a Disney movie. I remember it being fine. I mean, Elijah Wood's in it, so, he's good in it. I mean, I haven't seen it in like 15 years.
I've never heard of it. I didn't even know this existed.
Oh, it's also got Robbie Coltrane in it, aka Hagrid.
Yeesh.
And his Jungle Book movie I haven't seen in like 20 years. I'm due for a rewatch on that. Oh God, that CGI lighting the glistening on the gold he's holding looks so bad. Like very clearly added in post of the light bouncing off of it.
No, it's natural.
So there's another deleted scene here that I think was fine to cut for pacing. Never even occurred to me this was arguably a plot hole. It's when they find the first book. Remember, that's what's booby trapped, and the acid sprays out and hits those guys. And then when they get this book, there's no booby trap. It's fine. There's a deleted scene where the same thing happens, but when the acid comes out, the acid sprays the mummies.
Oh, that would
It's
have been
it's a
fun.
good little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about that either.
But if I was CinemaSins, I'd be really angry about it.
That's true. Have they done this movie?
Probably.
That's a channel that like I thought was funny the first time, and then immediately I was like, yeah.
Oh.
Ugh. No, Steven Summers needs to come back. Maybe with
Maybe good stuff.
the Pirates guy coming back next, it'll be Steven Summers'
Well,
turn.
and you know what? Hot take here. Say what you will about Van Helsing and GI Joe. We've seen other successful directors with way bigger drop offs in quality than that.
Yeesh.
Like I don't know. Like I'm not saying that his GI Joe movie was good, but like there's worse. Like Alex Proyas is one of those. I don't know what the fuck happened. He made a couple of bangers in the '90s and then just nosedive after that.
Oh my god, I still need to see Dark City.
And then watch Gods of Egypt.
Do I have to?
Yes.
God damn it. Well, I think the first thing to keep in mind is he's Australian, which is like 80% of the problem.
Yeah.
But
Now,
also, I'm in the minority here. I thought iRobot was fine. It's not that bad.
I haven't seen it. And now these CGI mummies, I think look pretty good.
Yeah.
I love this fight scene, and all the mummies here are 100% CGI.
That's impressive for the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the behind the scenes stuff of this is great. It's Brendan Fraser just going ham, swinging that sword at nothing, and it looks great. Like this climax, I think has a good blend of CGI mummies and then ones in costumes and puppets.
Like these guys.
Yeah, these guys are great. And then we get a little Evil Dead callback here with the hand going
Oh
for the
yeah,
weapon.
yeah. And it's a dagger.
hmm I love this gag how he grabs the severed hand that's holding the sword.
Alex Proyas apparently has a new movie coming out called RUR.
Yeah. Will it be good? We'll see.
I don't have high
Uh,
hopes because the most popular actor that I know that I can see in here is Anthony LaPaglia, which is like a TV guy.
and oh my god, it's the next tier up of video game bad guys.
Yes. No, I
It's
love
like,
how this is
okay,
structured like a video game.
you fought the pawns, and now you have to fight the ones with swords and shields. Jonathan, now's your time to shine.
Yeah, like this third act doesn't work without him. I don't know why people would
I
complain.
agree. Well, like so, I can
That was
understand.
legitimately scary.
And we get a chick fight. Oh, and here's the other screen.
Yeah.
That's if you made this a proper video game,
That's just
like
me.
that's his power up.
He screams
That's
it,
it.
they scream at me, I'm running.
That's his power up move when you're low on health. Is to hit X to make Rick O'Connell scream.
I mean, you joke, but that's basically Kratos' entire power set.
Going up.
No, there's a lot of effort and thought put in of Rick O'Connell is still just a guy. He's a very
Yeah,
skilled person. He is still just a guy.
and that's the magic of like these iconic action heroes. Like I said, that you get with actors like Harrison Ford and Kurt Russell,
Arnold.
and well,
Listen, I completely buy when they cast Arnold as just the guy next door. That definitely makes sense.
but it's with these types of action heroes, it's the fact that he has a vulnerable quality and that the movie lets him look silly.
Yes.
Manifest. And pretty good sword fight.
It's getting out of hand. Now there's 4 of them.
Oh my god, Rick's dead.
He's alive, but he's dead.
Also, Tyler said earlier that I'm always sympathizing with the villain. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, if you think Benny's a villain, that's just objectively incorrect.
It's
Benny's a
true.
victim. Anxunamun.
Anaxamama.
Ow, my arm.
I just think of that Freddy versus Jason scene. Not my arm. Oof.
We should have seen his arm pop back out like Freddy's does in that movie.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not just watch the movie.
I know.
It's just so entertaining.
Oh, and it helps that I haven't seen this in a while, so like it's like, oh man.
I've gone back to this a few times the last couple years. I'm glad it holds up.
I will as soon as I get that Bond game, I'm getting this 4K. There's a couple 4Ks that I want to buy because I think it's funny they exist. Like Godzilla '98 has a steelbook 4K. I kind of want that because I think it's hilarious that went through the effort of doing that.
I mean, I own Van Helsing on 4K, and I have no regrets.
I need that one too. Oh
I
my
love this
god.
shot of him chasing after his soul. Like, no, come back.
He's like, help me.
Take me with you.
Is does he speak English in the second one? Because I vaguely remember that.
Maybe, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I've watched the second one.
Oof. Don't do that.
Huh? He's mortal. Oh, now he's turning into CGI man.
Yeesh.
And kind of a throwback to the first movie when he turns into a skeleton at the end. And he says, death is only the beginning.
Yeah, that doesn't look great.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, the head looks fine. It's the water.
Yeah. Yeah, the 90s water CGI usually looks bad.
I mean, how we still struggle with that.
So, like I've said before, Van Helsing, guilty pleasure of mine. I do still enjoy that movie. Mummy Returns, I remember being fine. It's just a very safe sequel that just does the first movie again.
The main thing I remember really enjoying about that is just you get more time with Rick and
yes,
Evelyn.
And the action's great.
Jeez.
But would you have liked to have seen, instead of that and instead of Van Helsing, what if we just kept these characters and had these characters fight different Universal monsters? What if we went that direction?
I think you could have done that. The only thing is we risk is just like because Fraser hurt himself so badly on these, what he'd been able to do.
But if instead of making Mummy Returns, if we made Dracula and it's Rick O'Connell versus Dracula, do you think that could have worked?
Yeah, I think that could have worked. So we'll talk more about it in the next one. But the guy that plays their son apparently was gonna audition for Harry Potter, but then picked The Mummy Returns instead.
Well, I think it worked out fine.
Yeah. And I didn't know this. He retired in 2013.
That's not uncommon for child actors. This gives me anxiety. Like that ceiling coming down. That looks convincing. I don't like this.
Yeah. Joking aside, Benny's ultimate fate also freaks me out because he's basically gonna sit there and rot to death.
Well, he is, but then the scarabs show up.
That's even worse.
Yeah, like, I don't know. What do you think is worse? Starving to death in darkness or getting eaten alive by scarabs? I mean, they're both bad.
Probably, yeah. I mean, starving to death probably just because it would take longer.
Yeah. And, okay, I'm not going to say this is a reference. This is probably entirely coincidental. I also really love that there is this random-ass lever that he trips that causes this whole place to just explode and implode on itself, which you could see as a reference to Bride of Frankenstein, where there's just this random lever that he pulls that just blows everything up.
Yeah, that's
cool. I like to think that's a reference.
Benny, you're on the wrong side of the door.
Goodbye, Benny. That is a missed opportunity with the second one, is they should have brought Benny back and had a bullshit excuse for how he survived.
I should have just brought Benny back in the second one and made him the mummy.
That'd be big. Yeah, and that's another thing I'm conflicted about with the second one is, I love Arnold Vosloo in this role, and it's cool we get him back, but you also could have just done the Scorpion King um as the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, it's even weirder because he's really not that important to the plot of that movie.
No, not at all.
And
Yeah,
then that's what gets the spinoff.
yeah, he is in the opening scene, which is the only scene The Rock is in, and then he's a CGI monster fight at the end.
Because it's interesting because I think the structure is there too of I summoned this thing, but now it's like out of control. So like Emotep and Rick have to team up to fight him, but they don't do that either from memory.
Yeah, that could have been fun. And okay, one thing the second movie does that I'll give it credit for is Rick and Evie are still together at the start of that movie.
Yep,
We,
because
we,
we do that.
well, that's what National Treasure 2 does. It's the sequel trope where they broke up between movies and now they hate each other and then they have to fall in love all over again.
Yep.
That is the one thing Mummy Returns for sure does that I'll give it credit for is it doesn't do that bullshit and lets them just be married and happy.
Yeah, because we've told you about this before, but there's a movie called Deathgasm that I want to make you watch at some point. But they're making a sequel to that, and apparently the main couple in that broke up off screen, and so the second movie is going to be about them getting back together. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, this trope is inherently bad. Sometimes it can be done well, but I am terrified that the next movie they're making with this cast is like just if it's just gonna be their son is dead and they're miserable and they're divorced, like that's like the worst thing they could do.
We'll put a pin in that for just a second. If you're watching this after the fact, we appreciate it. Please consider hitting that like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. With what you were talking about, because I was really excited for the Scrubs reboot, and then I found out that JD and Elliot divorced off screen after watching 8 seasons of them going back and forth. It's like, I don't know if I want to watch that. And now apparently they're the storyline they're doing is Dr. Cox is sick, and I'm like, oh, come on, why do we got to do that? No, I especially as I've gotten older, don't waste my time. If your sequel idea is, well, they split up, then that makes the first movies meaningless because they didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
Now, if the first trailer for that is they're divorced, Rick is hidden himself away somewhere and he's all miserable, I'm not doing it. I'm not watching it. It's not canon. I don't care.
One last thing we didn't mention is I think the score in this is pretty good for Jerry Goldsmith.
Yes, it is. It's a good score.
And then apparently Alan Silvestri does the second one. And I don't remember how the score on that sounds.
No, I haven't went back to that in a long time. Well, Robert, that is our Mummy double feature.
We did.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the list, on our remake list. I forgot to do that.
Well, we forgot to mention that entirely. That this is kind of a revisit of our original and remake double feature theming. We're not bringing this back regularly. This just worked out.
We just needed a slot, yeah. Well, and it's not like this is the only remake we've done recently because we just did Texas Chainsaw.
That's true.
But I like trying to place these remakes. Mm-hmm. This is gonna be pretty high for me, I gotta be honest.
Me too.
Right now I'm sitting at, this is number 3. I do think I like Friday the 13th and the Blob a little bit more.
I think this is my number 1.
Oh wow. It's tough because my first 3 are all 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. So really, I could put them in any. You know what? I'm gonna put the Mummy above the Blob because I feel like I'd be more in the mood to watch the Mummy at any given time than the Blob. but I'm always in
Well,
the mood to watch a Jason movie.
and for me, and I mean, Friday the 13th. I mean, that's in my top 5, but
Yeah. Well, it is
I
the
think
most
there's a better movie
stupendous
than that.
remake of all time. Yeah.
And I will say most of the movies in my top 5 are the ones I'd say I prefer over the original. The Mummy, The Blob, Friday the 13th. Uh, the only outlier there in my top 5 would be Evil Dead 2013. I don't know if I'd say I prefer that over the original at this point, but it's obviously great.
Yeah, so my top 5 right now is Friday, then The Mummy, then The Blob, then Let Me In, and then Night of the Living Dead. Although, I put Night of the Living Dead over Evil Dead 2013, and I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I have Night of the Living Dead a bit lower.
So I do like that remake quite a bit, but
Good movie.
it is good.
And The Mummy, like we've been singing its praises all night, but yeah, I'd say for me it's like a 4 out of 5 movie.
Yeah.
It's not as good as some other movies we've discussed, but I still think it's fucking great.
Yeah.
I still really enjoy it.
No, it's just a fun movie with likable characters.
Yeah, quality entertainment.
Yeah, remember when we made Entertainment, Robert?
Yep. Well, and this came out at a time where critics were like, "Oh, this isn't as deep as the original. There's no substance. It's just popcorn fluff." And now I feel like we're starving for this kind of movie.
Which, I don't know, hot take. Having watched them back to back, this is just as deep, if not more so, than the original.
I don't disagree.
I know which one
But
doesn't drag in the middle.
But also, like, we try our best to just judge a movie on its own terms and what it's doing, And if it just wants to be escapist, popcorn, fun entertainment, judge it on that,
No, I
And
feel
I
like
think
the '90s, we were, because we were drowning in that for a while. So the pendulum swung the other way, and now we're in the other way. So the pendulum is like swung back. Also, can you believe we've done 23 remakes?
I know.
And The Fog is still in last place.
Yeah.
Although
do you?
Black Christmas was almost there.
Yeah, but Black Christmas 2019 is my second to last.
Yeah. The unholy trinity of Nightmare on Elm Street 2010, Black Christmas, and The Fog.
Yep, that is my bottom 3 as well.
Uh,
How sad is it? Because because it technically wasn't part of the series. So do you have Psycho 98 on your list?
no,
Because it wasn't really part of
we weren't doing the rankings at that point.
Right. But how sad is it that I would still put Psycho 98 over all 3 of those movies?
That is, I think I would put Nightmare over it.
Just because it's doing something different.
It's doing something different, and the problem with Psycho 98 is it's a 1-for-1, but it somehow ruins the original. Nightmare is baffling and irritating. I would watch Nightmare over.
That's fair.
Although, looking at my list, honestly, the first 19 are movies that I like. It's not till 20, which is The Haunting, where I'm like, I never want to watch that again.
Yeah, no, when we were doing our wheel spins, there are a lot of bad ones we didn't get to.
Yeah. Well, and we also haven't redone the best one since this list started, because The Thing would be the best remake of all time. All right.
And also Robert Eggers' Nosferatu we did, but not really part of that series. If we counted that actually might be my number 1.
That'd be up there. I'd probably put that just above Let Me In. There's something really nihilistic about Let Me In / Let the Right One In that I love. I don't know what that says about me, but
it's a sad movie.
It is. All right, so that is going to be it for us tonight. We will be back Sunday. We'll probably probably have time for the first 2 episodes of The Walking Dead since Adonis not around. I don't know how long those take on average. But we're gonna be letting Noah make all the picks. What I'm gonna tell him is pick what he wants, but try to make it at least not just a meme run. Like, do what you think the
Sure.
characters would say.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we'll do that, and then
That-
next Friday will be a Lord of Chaos review. Robert, I am fascinated to see your take on that because I know that is not your thing.
I have not watched it yet.
I haven't either, but just I know more. I'm more indoctrinated into the black metal music than you are, so I'm fascinated. And I'll send you a couple songs, not from that band, just from that genre that you might vibe with. And then we're gonna do our Predator rankings, which I'm pretty much ready for. I don't know about you. I assume you are.
Oh yeah, that's a. I feel pretty confident in my ranking on that, but I'd still like to rewatch some of those movies. I need to rewatch Badlands. I've still only seen.
I do
that
need
once.
to rewatch Badlands. I need to watch that one because I've only watched it twice, and once was in a watch party, and I wasn't tracking what was happening. What's crazy too with the remake list, the Hellraiser remake is like exactly in the middle. We're almost to 30, and that's number 15 for me. I wish that movie was better.
Yeah, that's my number 18.
But yeah, so if you guys like this content, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. And we'll be back Sunday with I almost said Resident Evil with Telltale's The Walking Dead. Have a good night, everybody.